Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Newly Forged. Welcome, welcome. This is our new layout. Isn't it fun and exciting? Hello, players. Although the only one I haven't seen in a week is Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Oh, I think you are. I think you muted yourself, Sarah. There you go. All good. I've got it. Thank you for the Pikachus. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Newly Forged. My name is Jared. We are a 5e actual play D&D stream. We play in the homebrew world of Newly, which came out of my brain. And 5 of my best friends here are brave enough to play in that. Whatever that means. That's what we're here doing. Um, uh, Matt, who plays Spoot, will be joining us in a little bit. He's just running a little bit late. Unfortunately, Mike, who plays Defect, is unavailable. He's off vacationing. It's his turn. But the rest of us were available, so we're diving back into our mainstream campaign. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are on episode 89, everybody. Isn't that crazy? I know, it's wild. Episode 89, we're coming back to it. We've got a new layout in the stream that we're playing in. It's wild. It's fun. But yeah. So, me jammering on, we're going to do some introductions. But first, I need someone to be brave enough to roll a D100 to help us all get back into the characters that we know and love and haven't played in about 2 months. It's true. All right. Yeah, that actually is fortuitous. Let's see what we got here. We've already had that question. Roll again. All right, let's check this action out. Um, nope, did that one too. Try it again. Well, we didn't start doing the questions until about like 15 or 20 episodes ago. Uh, okay, here's a fun one. This will be interesting. All right, players, by all means, introduce yourself, your character. Oh, it seems as though the players can't be heard. Just a moment. Da, 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 da. Thank you, I've got it, for letting me know that standing by. All right. Players, hello. Sorry about that. I believe that we should be good now. If you all want to say something, and I've got it can confirm.
Something?
Hello?
Blah, blah.
That looks way better on my end. Hopefully, we are all good now. Ah, crazy times. Well, right. Question 93. Thank you. Thank you, I've got it, for letting me know. That would have been super embarrassing. It already was, but whatever. It's all good. I was the only one doing any of the real talking, so it's okay. But you are all equally important here. Anyway, ramble done. Cool. Players, go ahead, introduce yourselves, your level 10 characters, because you're all still level 10, and answer for us, who in the party does your character trust the least?
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. And let's start at the top of the line of attendees with us. We got Amber right at the top.
Hello, I am Amber. This
Are
is
you
my
sure?
face. Yes. I also play Greg. There we go. Greg, the goblin artificer.
Got to get
Had
that
to get back into
our
it.
sound back.
Who trust least?
The
I
new
mean, I
guy.
guess by default, it's kind of the new guy. Yeah. I guess it has to be Nereus. It has to be the new guy.
Ooh, all right. Fair. Very fair. Moving on down, we have Sarah.
My name is Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc druid. And Olive is going to have to agree with Greg that that new guy kind of sus.
And hey, I get it. Time is a thing. And speaking of the new guy, hey Tanner, take it away.
I'm Tanner. I'm playing Nereus, the
new guy.
ASMR sorcerer. I
Indeed.
forgot.
Yeah.
And who do I trust the least? I don't know. I
It's a
think
tough
that
one.
new guy. Yeah.
You don't
Pretty
trust
sus.
yourself the least?
Yeah, that new guy.
Imposter syndrome. No, I would probably say Spoot. Puts
Interesting.
too much faith in the in someone else's hands who generally it's hard to be proven, at least to others.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting coming from you. But yes, very interesting.
Yeah, right?
Fascinating. And maybe we'll find out who Spoot trusts the least in the future. But all introductions being said, I'm Jared. I play everyone and everything else that is not the 5 players. So I play every thunderstorm, every barkeep, and every bad guy, and every other good guy. So who knows what's in my crazy brain?
And everything Olive decides to talk to.
Everything I talk to,
and everything
is
Olive
a lot of
decides to
things.
talk to, which is a lot.
And our sprite.
And Paduk, yes. The party, for those of you who may not have joined us before, does have a sidekick at the moment in the form of a sprite healer, which is kind of fun and exciting. But yeah. So, all that being said, let's dive back in to last time on Newly Forged, which is going to be a bit of a bigger recap just because it's been a couple months, everybody.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. So we're going to dive right into last time on Newly Forged. Our heroes, Greg, the Goblin Artificer, Defect, the Arcanaton Barbarian, Nereus, the ASMR Sorcerer, Olive, the Half-Orc Druid, and Spoot, the Turtle Cleric, along with their sidekick, Paduk Quickwing, the Sprite, boarded the ship known as the Moss-Eaten Mold, under the command of Captain Kevin Saltcrust, in order to continue their quest in what they now know to be a race for shard-touched items. Powerful items created from fragments of the crystal that was divinely forged eons ago to provide magic to the mortals of Nuuli. And these fragments possess strange and wondrous abilities, and which can be imbued into items by skilled artisans. They departed the city of Winton, the questionable port that was once home to both Greg and Defect, and set sail for the town of Skulldug, in order to progress to their final destination, the island nation of Barteria. Learning that only a select few were able to enter the tightly guarded island nation, Captain Kevin, a furbolg with a great zest for life, agreed to introduce them to someone who could smuggle them into the country. Via judicious use of their ability to control winds, Nereus and Olive sped the moss-eaten mold along quite nicely, completing a 5 to 6 day trip in only 3 days. Landing in Skulldug, a run-down sort of town of miscreants and those who wish to be forgotten, named because of the various rock formations that aligned to look like a massive humanoid skull buried in the sand, the party was introduced to the half-orc captain of the Honest Tide, Purger, who agreed to smuggle them into Barteria for a fee. Successfully avoiding detection on multiple inspections from Barterian ships. I lost my place. The party... It's all good. The party was deposited on the rainy, misty shores of Barteria near the small, medium-sized town of Dunkburg. Spending the night outside, the party ventured into Dunkburg proper the next day, ending up at an inn called the Fisher's Stop, where they met the proprietress, one Isabeth Fisher, who rented them rooms for 5 days and told them quite a bit about Barteria, the Fangs, who are the local constabulary and perhaps army of Barteria, the warlord Valruga, who rules over the islands, and the Count Van Mortis, who holds the Museum of Historical Failures in his control, which was interesting to certain members of your party. You also learned that Bodo Proudbody, infamous halfling wizard, who you're not too fond of, not only has been in this town recently, but has become quite popular using his charms and his coin purse, and has actually spent the past 3 days as a guest of the warlord Valruga up in Grip Keep proper. Deciding to get started with their objectives, Nereus took the others towards the Museum of Historical Failures, where he had hoped to discover the tome he was seeking as part of a debt to a mysterious yet undeniably dangerous former pirate captain, one Spark Yarrow. The party was given the tour of the museum, but the only large tome they saw was one purported to be the ravings of a mad dwarf. They asked about meeting the Count and were told that a missive would be sent asking for an audience. And so we pick up with the rain falling around us and the constant, seemingly perpetual gray, cloudy skies of Barteria covered. You have all just exited the Museum of Historical Failures. And Greg, something you noticed during the tour that you were all given, the large tome that you saw, that this guide was telling you was the ravings of a mad dwarf because it didn't make any sense. You secretly immediately knew why. Because they were reading it as though it was Dwarven. But you know that the Goblin language shares the Dwarven script. And so what they thought were mad ravings, you understood that the writings of that tome to actually be in Goblin.
I speak Goblin too.
Ha ha ha.
Then you would also have noticed that, Olive.
So
But as you had a personalized guide with you, you both wisely decided to keep that information to yourself.
Stupid humans.
Indeed, this time, stupid humans.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've left the museum now?
Yep, you are outside. There are a couple of fangs kind of in the general vicinity, not necessarily guarding the museum, but just around, kind of on patrol. It is a light drizzly rain, nothing too bad, but the roads are like perpetually muddy for the most part.
Ugh. Well, I suppose if we want to get the Count's attention, apparently he might have an interest in defect.
Like,
I suppose people might... Oh wait, I forgot my accent. I suppose people might start talking as soon as we, about town a little bit.
I get the impression there's not much new here, so anything new is
It might travel quite fast.
Mhm.
Greg, are you okay? You seem a bit, speechless for once.
Oh, I
I
think you're...
kind of stopped paying attention somewhere in there. But also, I mean, you know, because, like, yeah, stuff. But also, was it just
Also-
me, or was that book not... I mean,
It looked like a bunch of scribbles to me. I don't.
I mean, we didn't really get a chance to look at it, really.
Yeah,
But-
but it definitely... I don't think that guy knew
But
what
it
he was
made
talking
sense to me. Like, it didn't seem crazy to me.
about.
You
Especially
speak
as I missed
lunatic.
this whole session. I am extra in the blind. But, dear DM, was there any part of it that, like, caught Grig's eye of, like, hey,
Oh,
wait, that's
yeah.
a sentence, and...
Yeah, you realized right away that it was pretty much like a diary. The page that it was open to, it was like, these are the thoughts of my day. You don't necessarily know who the author was, but like it looked like, today I wonder about these sorts of things, and you know, kind of.
But it was in like a
journal.
glass case. Like, we could only see the page it was open to.
Correct. Yeah.
Sure.
Aha! It looks like we
I mean, if
have
we're
a
being
Matt
honest...
joining
Oh,
us.
yeah, hi. I mean, if we're being honest, I'm pretty sure that guy was really stupid. Or maybe everyone's stupid. That book was written in Goblin. And I got really distracted by that. Don't know what else we're trying to do, but this, like, that's like a Goblin book. Goblin wrote that.
All right, let's
Yes.
pause here for just a moment as we have Matt with us. But before we can get too far, I have to fix this layout.
Uh-huh.
You mean you don't want us to, like, be awkwardly half in, half out?
I'm so sorry.
Well, hey, I asked you to be here, and you said no. Screw you, Jared.
Exact words. Those were my exact words.
Pretty much.
No, Matt, we are going to need you, as you are currently a ghost in the shell here, to answer a question.
Unintended.
We're going to need to know, Matt of Spoot, who in the party does Spoot trust the least?
The new guy.
Haha!
Well,
that was the unanimous decision.
yeah.
That was the popular answer, yeah.
That was probably an easy one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's...
I didn't. The new guy didn't trust Spoot so much.
That's true.
Who would?
Which is
He's a reptile.
The god.
which
Oh,
is
yeah.
which is very funny to me, because Spoot and Nereus are the two that, you know, met each other first.
Right. Spoot has known Nereus the longest.
It's true.
Of
True.
the rest of the party.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, this is fun and exciting. Somebody want to do a quick recap for Matt while I finish up this bit of homework here?
We're in Barteria. We just went to a terrible museum. The guy was stupid, and he tried to tell us this book was in Dwarvish, but it was actually in Goblin, which me and Grig can read. And that's pretty much it. Everything else in his museum was useless.
And Defect might be able to attract the attention of the Count, who could get us possibly into the court with Bilbo Proudbody, Bodo Proudbody.
Right.
That's like a Hobbit name.
I know.
Well, he's a halfling.
And so now we're in the town and we're trying to think.
Yeah.
But
And we're in, like, we have rooms for 5 days at, I think, the only inn in this town where they're not really into foreigners.
Rude.
Think of like if North Korea was an island.
Yeah, like, we're not supposed to be here. We're supposed to get permission, and we didn't. Basically.
I'm afraid I have forgotten more than I thought.
Yeah, we were smuggled here. We're not supposed to be here. Apparently, they're real strict on people coming and going from here, and we're not supposed to be here, but we are.
Which is like the new warlord's rules.
Yeah. But everyone is super interested in Defect because, he's giant and weird.
Defect. Everywhere we go.
Yeah.
We're just
He's
a
so
bunch of weirdos.
popular.
All right. Excellent. Thank you all for that recap for Matt and Spoot.
Yes, thank you.
It is good to see you. I have successfully reframed us all, so we're good to go. Thank you, chat, for dealing with some behind the curtain magic.
Yay.
So, picking up where we left off, you were discussing the book.
I've never seen a book that big in Goblin. I mean, like, Goblin's right, and we know lots of stuff, and I know that we used to be a thing, but that was serious. Why is it in a museum of failures? It's a what?
Well, I mean, it was pretty boring. At least the page they had open to.
I mean,
I
sure,
mean,
but that's a really big book. That's proof that goblins are like real and shouldn't be,
Well, of course
rat
they're real.
collectors.
But nobody gives a damn about, what that guy had for lunch.
Yes, but stupid.
I mean, if they don't speak Goblin, they might not quite understand that it's not a failure.
I mean, they clearly don't speak Goblin. They thought it was Dwarvish.
Right. So it's a misconception.
I think I want to read that book. I think we're taking it.
It's in a place. How are we going to get to it? Also, it looked really boring.
What do you mean? Yeah, it might not all be boring.
Why don't we try to make friends with the Count first before you deal it and get the entire island pissed at us?
They're gonna get mad at us anyway. Come on, it's us.
Let's try to give it a little bit of time first. We're not supposed to be here in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're already fairly unpopular. Except unless we're Defect. But I'm pretty sure,
I don't know if popular is the word to use for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's intentions toward Defect are, particularly good.
Well, it's
Clarification.
just
Are we gonna, be here just to kill Photo, or are we trying to, curry favor or something?
I don't think we care about favor, but we want to get stuff.
To get to Bodo, we might need to curry favor.
Yeah.
Great.
Might need to make friends to get us into the court, which is, this Count
Lord Valruga.
Van Mortis.
Oh, Count Van Mortis.
Yeah, Van Mortis. We might need to curry favor with him, and the people running the tour seem to think that Defect might be a good way to get the Lord's attention, or the Count.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Also, when last that crazy elf knew, Valruga had a drain shard in his crucible.
Right, so we have to. I mean, if Bodo's here, I assume that it's here. So we have to. We know Bodo's here.
We know Bodo is here. People have seen him.
So,
We've told people he's our friend.
Oh.
We might have also told somebody that he owed us some money.
Meaning
I
death.
think it's probably
Emotional and physical damage. Restitution.
Right, so we should. I mean, we're gonna get attention one way or another. The Count's probably gonna hear back from his employees.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's already made friends. That seems to be a kind of Bodo thing.
Well, he's already he's been invited to the Warlord's Keep already, and has been staying there as a guest for 3 days.
Yeah.
This ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have to work quick, which probably means not stealing anything at the moment.
Fine.
As you're all kind of walking through town discussing this, you notice not too far away, a crowd has gathered over what looks to be like a message board as someone in very official clothing and like a big wide-brimmed hat that keeps them dry walks away from the board, and the crowd kind of clusters around it.
Do you see that man in official clothing near the board? Probably did something.
Elbow my way into this crowd and see what they're all looking at.
Yeah, easy enough to do. You elbow your way in, and the entire crowd is excited. It appears that something called the Daylight Festival is to be held tomorrow. The missive reads that the warlord has declared that the Day of Sun is to be celebrated tomorrow by the populace, which is very exciting. People are talking about the last time it happened about a year ago, and the warlord paid like performance troops to come in. There's talk about people setting up like contests of strength and skill and talent. And people are already like talking about things, and there's notes like there will be a poetry contest, and there will be a dancing and prizes awarded to contest winners, with a special invitation to dinner for those who win the various events. To dinner at Gripkeep with the warlord himself.
Ooh.
And as soon as people kind of read this, they like make room for other people and go off, and pretty soon people are like running to get things ready. It's a little strange because like the weather is still like drizzly, and tomorrow there's supposed to be the like Day of Sun celebration, but everybody's seemingly ignoring the fact that it's raining. But you all get all this gist from the buzz of the crowd and people running and going, and it also says that upon like the day is for the people, and upon the completion of sunset, the warlord himself will be in attendance for the evening's festivities and dancing.
So the warlord is the judge?
Well, asking around people, it seems like the different competitions don't really have judges, except for the poetry contest, which the past 3 years they've had it, were sponsored by Count Igor Van Mortis himself. So the Count is most likely going to be judging it.
What a perfect category for defect in his duck poems.
Yes.
Defect looks at you all and says, "I must go right," and begins turning and walking back to the fissures to the inn that you stayed at.
Oh my god.
Huh.
Yeah.
I
so
mean,
he's
okay.
he's heading back to the Fisher stop
To write some poetry.
to practice writing some poetry, apparently, or maybe to do some push-ups, because there's also a melee. It says like there'll be a
No. No.
Oh, we've learned.
I don't know if this little heart could take it.
Yeah. Defect doesn't fight well under pressure.
No, he fights better under actual pressure.
Right,
Yeah, I was about
right.
to say.
Fear
Right, he
of
doesn't-
death, defect crits off the wall.
Right.
All we have to do,
Exhibition match?
all we have to do is get a dragon into the fight somehow.
Yeah.
Or
It
rock
is
throwing.
funny you say that, Spoot, because you notice amongst the crowd of mostly like people of orcish descent, It seems like there's a lot of like half orcs and humans, and like maybe people whose like grandfather was an orc or grandmother was an orc or something along those lines. Um, there's also two dragonborn individuals, two people of draconic relations, kind of like really tall kobolds. You've only met one or two previously, but you recognize that they are, they have hoods up and everything, but their noses and snouts of their face kind of protrude from under the hood a little bit. But nobody seems to be bothered by the fact that they're there.
Do they look like they're trying to be incognito, or is that maybe just their dress?
No,
it's raining.
You get the sense that the hoods are up because it's raining.
Oh yeah, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Nereus would have shared that the rain isn't necessarily, it doesn't feel natural. And it's sad.
Yeah, when you do that, you hear
sad.
You hear a little voice in the air beside you, Nereus, that says, "Yeah, I noticed that too."
Rain is sad?
Yeah, it gives Nereus a feeling of like, I guess, sadness, like, because it's not natural.
What do you mean it's not natural?
It doesn't feel right. I've always loved storms. I've loved rain, but this one doesn't make me feel as comfortable as it normally does.
This isn't anything you've done. Is it anything related to?
No, someone likes the people here to be unhappy.
I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with this, but could I attempt an Arcana check?
Yeah, what are you attempting to perceive?
Why is the rain sad?
Sure, you can make an Arcana check for why is the rain sad.
Or like, why is the, yeah, what is it about the rain that is not natural?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Womp womp.
With a 5, you don't think the rain is unnatural. I mean, it's water, it's wet. That's pretty natural.
Feels like rain to me.
Maybe because you're not as connected to it as I am.
Oh. I guess it's the water that doesn't fall from the sky that I have a little bit more connection with.
Well, shall we look around, or do you want to go with this defect in the poetry writing, get ready for the competitions? How's everybody feeling?
I mean, what are we going to compete in? That's what we're doing now? We're going to compete? Try to win a dinner invitation? This feels like something, I don't know, some story that got told to me when I was a kid. You like have to win a special ticket or something.
I feel like this has been the story at every festival in every town we've been to.
Reading the notice, you see that there are 5 events that are it's not like every little event is going to win this, but there are 5 that will have this potential reward. So, like, seats are limited. The 5 that are notated as being up for a dinner invitation to the warlord are the melee, a non-lethal combat competition, the fleet of foot race, a pie eating contest, an epic poem contest, and animal wrangling.
Oh,
Should definitely do that one.
Not even.
Yeah.
what
If it were
does it describe the event? Because what is fleet of foot?
a race.
Yeah, you can ask around, and people like look at you like it's a foot race. There's 3 legs, and it's about there's an obstacle portion, and then it's endurance. So you gotta be quick, you gotta be agile, and you gotta hold up your stuff.
Have we seen very many domesticated animals about?
Oh yeah, like there's a large farming contingent. When you were walking in, you saw like cows and sheep and horses and a variety of
Well, like,
stuff.
I know where this is going.
Nothing unusual, right?
No.
We're just seeing garden variety, like animal wrangling is not. I mean, it might be, but either it's something that's a big surprise, or we're talking about horses and cows.
According to people around, there are 3 rounds, and each round gets a more a difficult animal.
Mm-hmm.
Round 1 is sheep. Round 2 is cows, and round 3 is horses.
I like all those.
I'm gonna need to see a rule list. I need to know what is exempt.
From what?
Certainly don't think I should enter into the race, but the animal handling could be fun.
It seems that the pie eating contest is the winner. The winner, whoever eats the highest number of crayfish pies in the time allotted.
Gross.
What kind of pies?
Crayfish.
Sign.
Spoon.
That's a spook contest.
I'll start fasting now.
Sure.
I'm gonna ask around too. I want to know if there's for the fleet of foot if there's a rule list, or for any of these competitions.
Yeah.
To see what is allowed and what is not.
Yeah.
They're like
The melee and the foot race both have specific, like, magic is not allowed. Like, there will be no magic weapons. Like, all the weapons are wooden and have like padding, for lack of a better term. The fleet of foot race, everyone will be checked for magic beforehand by some person who you don't know. The poem contest is, it's a poem contest. So if you have magic that makes you write epic poems, there's nothing that says you can't do that, but you have to recite the poem. So who knows?
right.
The pie eating contest says it's just about how much you can put away and not puke. You have 5 minutes to eat the pies. There's like 5 minutes is the time allotted. Whoever eats the most, it has to be completely ingested. There can be no vomiting, and you don't get anything besides water to help wash it down. And the animal wrangling, it says there's no mention of magic in the animal wrangling.
That's good. That could be good.
Huh? Does it like specify like a length to any of these? Like, is there a? I mean, so the pie eating was 5 minutes, but like,
Right.
how far is the foot race? Or
It doesn't say how far the foot race is.
Right.
Just that it consists of 3 legs: a straightaway, an obstacle course, and a return endurance track, which is like, so it's however long the straightaway is, and then the obstacle course is immediately after that, and then it turns back, and it's an endurance to just run straight back.
gotcha. Is there a sign up sheet?
God, what a time.
There's no sign up sheet, but there's, it's like it will be at this location at this time. And there'll be crowds, and like everybody who's not participating will be watching, so it'll be easy enough to figure out.
Right, but it's not like something we have to sign up for ahead of time.
No. None of these seem like they have like sign-ups. It's just whoever wants to participate in something can.
Cool.
Yeah.
This could be fun. Greg,
Yeah.
what are you interested in?
Well, there's 5 of us and there's 5 events.
Oh.
Yeah, I was I've heard from a few others. I was curious what Greg was excited about.
I mean, not the pies. No offense, but that sounds gross. I mean, I don't know. I'm not mostly kidding about the animal thing. It's very...
It's all in for the animal thing. I can talk to them. I can turn into one of them. If I can use magic, all in on this animal wrangling.
That's fair, that's fair. I guess I could do the melee.
All ready to turn into a sheepdog and herd those sheep.
That'd be funny. Or I could do the running. I don't know. I'm not that
I mean,
fast.
I don't think there's anything saying two of us can't do the same.
But we have to win. Right? We only get the winning ticket. Trying to get invited to dinner.
That seems
think
to
only
be the
one-
location.
I don't think we all have to win. Maybe we
Well,
do.
I don't know if we want to go only some of us to go face photo. I feel like that's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
But,
good
like,
point.
Like, do we get a +1 to this dinner?
A
Doesn't
plus
say.
4?
It doesn't
Yeah,
say on the sheet, so who's to know?
I'm not particularly good at poetry, melee, or not cheating at running.
You could eat pies with me.
It does seem to be like when you read what the poetry contest actually is, like it's not about grammar necessarily, it's about the recitation of an epic poem.
I mean, I guess I could do like a dramatic reading.
I'm gonna tell you now, I hate poetry. Tanner does.
Oh, we lost Matt for a minute. Oh, here he comes.
No, he comes back.
So I refuse. I mean, I have pretty fair endurance. I could try to run. I'm not necessarily the most nimble person, if not flying.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dumb.
You you could race each other and then do an arm wrestle. Whoever wins, that could determine.
We can compete together. Or against each other, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have to all win.
I mean, if the animal wrangling has no anti-magic rules, that could be kind of fun and chaotic. Yeah, the no magic fight or flight one is not fun. I don't think I can do that one.
That's none of our strong suits, except Defect, and
Yeah.
he's our poet.
I mean, I could fly innately. But
I will say, it says that you will be checked before the race.
right.
There will be spectators, but like as a mechanical thing, if you want to like try to like sneakily apply a spell or magical effect to you or someone after the fact, you can. But if you get noticed, there may be consequences.
Yeah, no, I think we all know that Nereus is not subtle.
No.
Ah,
The poetry thing, is it a compose your own poetry, or is that a read somebody else's poetry?
It doesn't say either. It just says epic poetry. So it seems like it's more about the reciting of it, the performance of it, like being that person who's like the storyteller, captivating the audience seems. And in fact, it pretty much says like the epic poem contest, recite an epic poem, enthrall the audience, win an invitation to dinner. It's like that kind of thing.
That's your charisma, right there.
I told you I don't like poetry.
Fair.
I'll try it. It's fine. I can talk. I talk a lot. Maybe Defect will write me a good one.
I mean, you two can work together at that. I could try to do either the animal wrangling with Olive, pie eating with Spoot. Not a huge fan of koi pie.
Maybe it's too easy for me. I think that we should.
No.
We could enjoy.
Ruru 2001, thank you for the follow.
Woohoo!
You can take the pie eating contest. Thinking about that one makes me a bit sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I don't think too easy is something we have a problem with here. The idea is that, we're trying to win. So stop eating, for God's sakes, and eat your pie.
Actually, there's a technique where you eat first.
Although, I actually have an idea. I think I'll take the race. That could be fun.
I mean, go for it. I guess I could try to convince Defect to do the melee instead of the poetry. Or I'll do melee, it'll be great.
I mean, I don't think there's a rule that people can't compete in more than one.
Nope, there's not. Although it is all on the same day, so if you're going to like compete in a very physical event and then like go over to the pie eating contest, your stomach may not like it.
Right? Sure, but one could read poetry and then battle.
Or
Yeah,
Even.
could, it's possible, yeah.
depending on scheduling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the race starts the day, then it's pie eating, then it's animal wrangling, poem, and the melee kind of caps the big event for the end of the day. After which will be sunset, dancing, warlord attendance, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Got it.
Are people setting up like special like market stalls and things? Like, is there like a what are other people doing?
Yeah,
Is there, like, a
people
sudden, like-
are rushing around and like there's like every store outside is like hanging banners and people are starting to put like colored flags and things, like very like street fair festival vibe. Like people are like rushing to like do their part and set up. And people are talking about like, oh, I hear the performers are coming in tonight. Some of them like have wagons. Some might stay at the inn. There's all kinds of jibber jabber back and forth about it. But yeah, so people are like pulling out like stalls and like setting them up in the morning. Everybody's trying to get a head start and seems to be very excited about it.
Are they like selling anything like that they weren't selling when we got here yesterday?
Well, it's tomorrow is the event, so you won't know until tomorrow.
Right, like people aren't selling anything particular now in preparation. It's not like
No, in fact, it seems like most of the stuff that's being like bought and sold right now is like, oh, bright fabric to make something flashy, or a quick shawl, or like nails and like hardware kind of stuff from a blacksmith or whatever. Things that they need like in the moment to set up for future tomorrow stuff.
Future tomorrow stuff.
Yeah, future tomorrow stuff, you know. It's very popular. But as you are like going about asking questions, talking to people, you get the sense that like it's called the Daylight Festival. It's the day of sun. People get excited about it, and you hear that it is because normally the weather is cloudy at least, overcast. The skies are generally gray, and the sun doesn't come through very much. But apparently once a year, the warlords, weather wizards, and researchers figure out like there's usually going to be like a day that the skies part and it's bright and shining and sunny. And so to celebrate this for the god of the sun, for the Dawnfather, the warlord throws a festival. Even though it moves around and it doesn't land on any particular like religious holiday, it seems like it's just thankful to the sun kind of thing. And out of respect for that and for the people, it is called a people's holiday. So the warlord does not attend because it is for the people, not for him. But he pays for all of the like performance troops that come by and like all these kinds of things. Like he hires all the entertainment.
Interesting.
Yeah, talking to people, you get the sense that like the warlord has very rigid ideas about people's responsibilities, and as warlord, like he's responsible for his people. But the people are therefore responsible for obeying the rules and laws that he sets forth.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like it's kind of fair, but also kind of draconian in that way. Like as long as you follow the rules, like you're not going to have a problem here in Barteria. Seems to be, and you also find out that like the Day of Sun isn't like exclusive to like the whole island. Like this town, Dunkburg, is having their Day of Sun festival tomorrow, but like on another island, it might be somewhere else at a different time.
Right.
Interesting.
It's all depending on like what the weather watchers tell the warlord, and like he employs these people specifically for this purpose, and they sequester themselves in a tower somewhere and just study weather patterns in order to make this event possible for the people.
Interesting.
And the warlord foots the bill for all of that too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Suspicious.
Or is he footing the bill to create rain? I mean, you say it's
all
sad.
day, every day.
That's what my suspicious nature says.
Is it?
Right.
I mean, right?
Yes, I'm not sure how I feel about a benevolent warlord, but
I don't know how benevolent he is. Sounds like he's feudalistic lord.
Yeah, this sounds like, like this is like the nice thing he does for people, so he can say, "Oh, look, say I never give you anything."
I mean, I don't know. Are we gonna get pulled off the streets for saying something like that?
Probably.
Around.
We should maybe have this conversation quietly.
yes, definitely keep our heads down. Try not to break any rules. It'd be pretty silly to get locked up over a contest or something.
Break any rules. Us?
It's like, don't look at Nereus, don't look at Nereus.
So you want to head back to the inn and talk about things? Do you have more discussions or anything else you want to accomplish here?
Guess we just have to figure out what we're doing. If this is our route, what if not all of us win? Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just throwing things on the floor. Sorry.
Throw it on the ground.
Fire.
actually, I would like to start asking around and just like to see if winners in the past get like a +1.
Yeah, asking around. It seems like it doesn't seem like there's exclusively like a yes, you can bring a +1, but sometimes the warlord has extended additional invitations based on someone's ingenuity in something or being impressed. There was a couple years back one person who was in the melee and got out around the middle, but executed an extremely difficult maneuver before they got ejected. But yet the warlord offered them an invitation to dinner that time because he was impressed with their performance.
Right. But I thought the warlord didn't go.
He didn't. So it was weird how he knew about it, but nobody kind of worries about that. So maybe he does have representatives who are there, like the count is there. Like,
Sure.
there are other people who are there who work for him. Like, all the Fangs work for him, so, like, he could hear about this kind of stuff.
Getting more and more suspicious.
Or does he go in disguise?
Dun dun dun.
The competing.
Or does he just scry on the whole thing? If he has wizards.
So many options.
Yeah, you don't know?
All right, I think we go back to our. Whoa, there's a weird echo. I think we go back to our inn,
Yeah,
and
it's
maybe
Matt's fault because he's not using headphones.
I think we go back to our inn and maybe find a quiet corner or one of our rooms to converse in. Because I feel like we've already asked an awful lot of questions about things that we ought to know about if new people don't come here.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so you can hop back into the Fisher stop. It is fairly lively. Like, people are excitedly chatting about all the stuff that everybody's chatting about. You've kind of heard all of it. But you can make your ways upstairs. Isabeth kind of waves to y'all, and you can head upstairs to your rooms.
All right, guys. So what do we think? Do we want to make a spectacle of ourselves at this thing?
I mean, we kind of do that anyway, and we're supposed to get attention. Might as well get it in a good way. I've been told I'm not supposed to steal anything, so.
Sure.
Not that I would necessarily get caught. I'm very good at that, you know.
We know.
I think we did a good job making, or at least some of us did a good job making a spectacle of ourselves back in Winton.
This is my concern, is that didn't go so well.
Full puppy face.
Yes, I have a puppy face.
Well, it didn't go so well, but we did get noticed a lot. So
Uh-huh.
it could have, if you look at it in a different light, it could be a success.
We didn't die.
Exactly. Nor did we get arrested, although I think I was the biggest threat in being arrested at that point.
Possible.
Yeah.
It seems like the potential to get arrested here is much higher.
Yes.
Yes.
Particularly as apparently it's a crime just to be from somewhere else.
Yes.
Just as a point of clarification, no one has said that it is illegal to be from somewhere else.
I was about to ask.
What they have said was it's illegal to come in without authorization, but
Right.
it is assumed. But everyone has kind of assumed since you're here, you must
We
have
must
been
have permission.
authorized.
Okay.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Right.
Like no one has
The-
asked you like for your papers or anything like that.
Sure, but the further we go up the
Authorized
food
by who?
chain, the further up the food chain we go, the more likely someone is to be like, well, I didn't authorize
Shh,
it.
shh. Don't look at it that way.
It's
What if we
possible it might
just
happen after
sneak
we.
in, kill Bodo, and run away.
And take that book.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
I,
The
if
book
it's
and a
go-
crucible.
If it's a book and goblin, it might actually be the one I need.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What
Wait,
is the
what?
book
You
you're
need a
looking
book?
for? He
So-
needs a book for the
Book.
bitch at the last inn.
She's not a bitch.
She would be very
I
hurt to
fucked
be
up.
called that.
Um, she's just business, from what it sounded like.
Yeah, since I fucked up a lot, I have to get 2 items. And one of them is a book of history in a goblin.
Well, there you go.
I have it written down. Chronicles of Gruels. Goblin history.
There you go. I mean, it was definitely written in Goblin. I didn't catch who the person's name is.
Was dated. There were dates. There was some history involved.
So it could be
Whether
history.
it was somebody's personal history or, anything greater. It's hard to tell from the page it was open.
She didn't specify on whose history or what's history. Just she said history, and it's Chronicles of Gruels. I assume Gruels is a person, since Grig is a person.
I've heard the name Gruel. It's a very traditional name.
Yeah.
I was about to say, is it like Floon, but that's the wrong game. Alright, well, maybe that's the book.
So we get to steal it.
Yes, but then I need to put it on this piece of paper, and it gets teleported to Spark.
Wait, the paper teleports? How does... Hang on, I want to see this.
No, don't use it. I only have 2.
What? Aw, come on.
You can watch it work.
Wait,
when
but when are we gonna get to do... how do we know it's gonna work? Do you have to say something to get it to work?
No, I just put it on the paper.
Put it on the paper? So what if you stand on the paper? Do you teleport?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out.
Yeah, but...
Can we teleport it in its glass case?
If we can get the paper in there.
Like, can we just, shove it under the case?
What? Just put the paper on the whole case. Go pat. Like a sticker, right?
I don't think it would work that well.
Does it know which way is up?
Do I know which way's up?
I hope you know which way is up. You just said you fly.
Is there a way up?
Well,
Does
what if one
two
side
directions
goes
really
to...
matter?
What?
Wait, what if one side works and the other side doesn't? We use the wrong side.
Directions are a social construct.
Where are we now?
Yeah.
Where did this? How are we?
Well,
Hold
Well,
on,
now-
I'm channeling my
Not
college
effective.
philosophy professor. I hate it.
I think directions are pretty important, if you ask me. But what were we doing?
Talking about
Deciding
teleporting a
what
book.
to do.
Oh, okay. So yes, I
We have to steal the book, like I
Okay.
wanted to in the first place. But now, because it's useful to this guy, we get to do it.
So
Well, I
it
didn't
is.
know it was in Goblin, because I can't read Goblin.
But I told you it was in Goblin just then.
Yes, but I can't talk about stealing it in the middle of public.
Oh, I mean,
If
Just
you
like
spoke
it's not-
Goblin, you could talk about it in Goblin in public.
boom.
I could talk
Take
about it
that,
in many
Essay in
languages, but
Goblin.
none of you could understand me.
So Grig and I could talk about it in Goblin.
And we are right now.
Spoot, as you're listening to your friends do all this craziness, and apparently,
I'm just looking around.
apparently them jabbering. While looking around, you notice that Paduk is sitting on the windowsill, like with his back against the frame, and like looking out at the rain. And he's got a strange expression on his face.
The Duke. Are you feeling
Yeah.
okay? Is this rain getting to you?
It's not. I mean, yes, but it's the rain. What's the best way to describe this? The rain. There's nothing wrong with the rain itself, but the force behind the rain is not right. It's not malevolent or malicious. It's just not right.
Can you?
The Mistress of Glens is telling me, like, I'm just getting this sense through my connection through her that it's wrong, that it's not right.
What do you suspect is responsible?
I don't know, I've never felt anything like this before. There was one time, back before I came to Nuuli, that there were some lycanthropes, some werefolk, who came in to a certain area of the forest that I was living in, and we had to expunge them. As a general rule, the Mistress of Glens is not fond of were people, or at least not destructive, evil ones. There are, it's a spectrum. There are good lycanthrope people and there are bad lycanthrope people, but she really doesn't like bad ones. And, well, so like they kind of corrupted a few things, and so we had to fix that, and it's a long history. But she's not too big on the lycanthropy thing. It doesn't feel like that. It's not a corruption as it is just I don't know, an altering or a wrongness. It's hard to describe.
I wonder if there's someone with some great magical capabilities that could be responsible. I am so sorry, I don't know if I understand really what it is about the rain, but...
Well, I don't either. That's the thing about it. It's not evident.
Can I hear them talking?
Yeah, they're not trying to be quiet.
Okay.
Shh, here comes Nereus.
The Duke raises an eyebrow.
He's the
at
new
you.
guy.
We don't trust him. No, I'm just kidding.
He's the new guy. Nobody trusts him.
I'm gonna turn you all into the warlord. Just watch. I'm actually working with Bodo.
That would be that would be awesome.
I'll kill you all!
Spoot, you've used your magic before to read people's thoughts. How about you try to read mine and I'll try to, I guess, express the feeling that the weather gives. Maybe that would help you understand.
Oh, that is an interesting idea. I believe... I have no idea if this stuff on D&D Beyond is even remotely accurate. But I have one more channel divinity left according to this, so...
I was about to say this is a homebrew game, so
Yeah. You're good to use your thing. You haven't done anything today. You might just not have applied the last long rest.
That's fair. That was my thought, was to do it that way. I think whatever way is easiest.
Yeah.
But read thoughts came to mind.
Yeah, whichever one you want to do, you can do. So just make a choice.
To the channel divinity read thoughts.
Cool. So you do this, and the feelings that you get from Nereus as he focuses on the rains and the feelings that the rains emit him right on the surface there, it's a feeling of like that feeling you get when you're doing something you know you're not supposed to be doing, but you're doing it anyway. It's that mix of sad and regretful, but also, well, here I am. It is akin to a feeling of like when you go to a party that you're only going to because work requires it, or family obligations. You don't really want to be there. You don't want to hang out with these people, but you're there and you're trying to have a good time. You're making the best of it, but you're not really succeeding at it because you didn't want to be there in the first place, but here you are. It's a lot of those kinds of sad, wrong place but still here kind of vibes.
I don't like this feeling at all. So sorry you have to experience this. And this rain. This is troubling. Do you suppose a great many people feel this in this area?
I mean, I don't necessarily know. Paduk is more in tune with the natural world than most beings on this plane.
Yeah, it didn't look like anyone in town was bothered by it other than just keeping their hoods up and their collars curled away.
They're probably used to it.
That could be it too. I new to this area clearly. I assume it's something to do with heritage and my magic that I control. That I can sense this.
Yeah, I might be grasping at straws here. I don't know if there's any thing like after feeling that experience from Nereus.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there any like, for instance, if I like rolled another check of some kind, I don't know if that would help me in some way, like try to get some insight into what might be causing this, if it's magical or if it has something to do with
sure.
Nereus's.
Sure.
Like, why does
like-
he feel it?
Why-
Like, and I don't.
Why don't you go ahead? If you're trying to figure out if it's magically done, go ahead, make a Arcana check. Because you have now experienced the feelings that Nereus has, you can do so at advantage.
Okay. Again, I'll do that first. I guess I've got kind of two thoughts of Spoot. I'm like, is it magical?
Mhm.
And why does Nereus and Paduk feel it and I don't? Which makes me think it's magical.
Sure. Cool. A 13.
13.
Nice. So with a 13, you know, what magic can do a lot of things. It can affect people's moods, their minds, their instances. They're like, you've seen instances of people being manipulated mentally. In fact, you've done it yourself. So like magic is capable of that. You've also seen Nereus do weather magic himself. So it's possible. There's no definitive proof about it though. Like there's no real definitive proof. And like some people feel bad in the rain and get depressed by rain. But it's weird that Nereus would feel that, because Nereus, for anytime you've ever seen him, has like enjoyed the rain. So you don't really get much influence one way or the other. I mean, it could potentially be, but you don't know what it would be like. It wouldn't be like a spell. So like if it is magic, it's not like somebody casting make it rain all the time. Like
Right.
That's not what's going on.
Eurythmics is out there somewhere just,
Make it rain.
here comes the rain again.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's a really powerful bar just at the top of Gripkeep, just like jamming on a rain stick.
Oh, rolling down my face like a memory.
I felt
Playing
the
a part
rains
next.
in Barteria.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, it just feels like the general, like, you know, if the population has something to be cranky about, then they're not cranky about. It's deflection, basically. Like, if they have something to be unhappy about, then they're not unhappy about the warlord. Or the count, or whoever is, you know, like, if you give people something to bitch about, then they are more likely to worry about that than other things.
It's a fair point. My response to Nereus would be, this is puzzling to me, but it may have something to do with maybe your ancestry, like you mentioned. There's got to be some reason you feel it and we don't, and we certainly seen you manipulate weather, so...
I mean, I don't quite understand how you've been able to, I mean, from your stories, commune with your god one way or another. Since you have a base understanding of what me and Paduk are talking about, maybe tonight you can somehow speak to them.
That's a good idea. It's a very good idea. You're not, I mean, I guess I'm concerned if this is going to affect you and Paduk in some way. Is this something that is distracting or mentally toiling?
I'm okay. It's just different. Something that normally makes you feel at peace isn't giving the same feeling, but I can shut it out enough.
Okay, well, maybe with a little luck we'll figure out the source of this and see if there's some way to reverse it.
One could hope.
What time is it now? Sorry, speaking out of character. Or actually, I guess I could ask, what time is it? I have no idea.
It's afternoon. Like, you woke up, you went to the museum fairly early. Spend a few hours like talking to people, getting information about all the events with the festival, that kind of stuff. So it's mid-afternoon, we'll say.
So the thing is tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of... I think Olive is ready for bed.
Sorry.
I'm sort of I don't know if I want to stay cooped up for the rest of the afternoon. Does anyone want to go for a walk?
I could use a
mean,
walk.
I guess.
The walk would be lovely.
You know, we might get lucky.
Get some fresh air.
Could be a library here.
Ugh.
We might overhear
Good
someone
choice.
saying something interesting.
Do you suppose we might as well just all journey together? I suppose whoever's going to notice us has already seen that there's an odd lot of folk new in town.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do we know anything about this town? Like, it's an island, right? We sailed here.
Yeah, like
We
you are
sailed
on
here
a large, like this, like Barteria is a collection of large islands and some smaller ones. Dunkburg is on the main island. And Barteria's got multiple islands. So like it's a big island. We can move you over to the world map and we can show that.
Look at us, seafarers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I don't know why, but maybe it's a longing for the smell of the ocean, but perhaps we walk toward the docks or something and have a look around. Might see a shop that catches our eye. Might do a spot of fishing.
Yeah, you can do that.
Might be a fish market.
All right.
If you don't want to go to the library, that is.
That we don't know exists.
Oh, well, you never know. We could ask the sailors, though I'm not sure that would...
Why didn't we just go downstairs and ask the barkeep if there's a library?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
I just
They-
want to
they
go
pretty
outside.
knowledgeable of the town.
yeah. You head down and talk to Isabeth. There is no library that she's aware of. There's a shrine to the knowledgeable mistress, but it is not tended necessarily. People keep it like nice when they show up, and they like go if they have need of inspiration or an idea. But there's not like a full there's not like a full complement of clerics or anything there.
Spook will inquire as to whereabouts this shrine is, and I will add it to my Google Maps.
Yeah. You're told it's at the corner of Ives Way and Gotit Avenue.
I swear to God.
Sorry, that was funnier than I expected.
Hey, people redeem channel points for stuff, and when they want to become a reference, sometimes they become street corners.
It took me way too long to understand why it was funny. I was like,
As soon as he said I was like, I know where this is going. Very nice. Okay, excellent. I'm gonna make a note of that.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what exists here for the knowledgeable mistress. Yeah. You want to head down to the docks. People are like rushing around, doing all like getting set up things in these last hours of quote unquote daylight. The rain is not like prohibitive to anything. Like it's like petering off at times, and it's like just cloudy.
Who's Peter?
He's this guy who works at the docks.
Okay.
He's a seaman.
He is.
Has my fancy cheap new hat completely disintegrated from the water?
Yeah. It's like pretty much like the brim has become just like downsloped, and
mess.
it's just like so like the crown of your head is probably still dry, but like it's just pouring water down the rest of you now. Any that it collects anyway. But the rain is like spattering at this point. It's kind of letting up. Perhaps in hint that tomorrow will be clear and bright.
I will throw the hat away. It clearly did not do what I was hoping it was going to do.
Yeah, it is. It is chucked to the wayside as a less than ideal head covering.
I was just trying to blend in.
Would you like to try my hat?
No, I was just trying to blend in, and I think that was a futile attempt.
Actually, you may be the one that blends in the most here, considering...
It's true. There are many orcish individuals and people of orcish
all the
heritage.
other half-orcs had this hat, but clearly all the other half-orcs shop somewhere more reputable than the street side vendor where I bought mine.
Oh, you should ask them. They might give you good advice on a good hat shop.
I mean, a good hat might cost more than a couple copper.
Fair. I mostly was just trying to, blend in, but I think that ship has sailed.
Sure. Cool.
Have you seen your companions?
Yeah, that's why I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm actually... Isbeth, where's a good high point in town? Or is there like a small hilltop or something nearby?
Lighthouse, maybe?
Oh, that'd be nice.
She mentions that there's like a rocky lookout point kind of style thing that she can give you directions to.
Sure. I would like to try to go over there. Maybe I can get some answers to some things.
Yeah. Are you all going to head that way, or are you splitting up docks and lookout point?
Are you gonna try a magic thing?
I'm gonna try
Is
magic.
that why you're going to the high place?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to go to that. I still don't understand how you do all that stuff. Like, you make it not rain on you, and then you did the wind stuff, and I want to know.
I don't know how much help I'm gonna be with this one, but you can come watch.
Olive is just bored of watching Spoot fish, so she's going to go with anything else.
I got to fish?
You said you were going to go down to the docks to fish.
Well, we are still in the hotel, are we?
You are still in the hotel. You're downstairs talking to Isabel.
I'm just casting my net into the sink.
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
Still nothing.
you said you wanted to go down to the docks and fish. I have seen you fish at other locations, and I know it's boring.
Oh, I got you. Well, if you're asking where I'm thinking of going, on my way to the docks, I might stop by this Ives Way and Goddard Lane and just,
Go pray to the knowledgeable mistress.
check in.
Yeah, you head down that way, Spoot. It is a small shrine. It's more like it's like a small gazebo. It's made of stone. The inside is bare, save for a small statue of a feminine figure with eyes, with like 3 eyes, like a one in the forehead and 2 like quote unquote regular eyes. But other than that, she's the form is fairly featureless. And she's got her hands in front of her, and in her hands is a book.
In her hands, sorry.
In her hands is like an open book.
Ah.
Well, that's literal. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Can I take a peek at the book?
It's a stone statue. It's small. It's like a little icon.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, that wouldn't be weird if there was a real book in here.
Yeah, no, it's just part of the statue.
What is?
Is it in Goblin? No, I'm just kidding.
It's not on anything. It's a statue. There's no writing on the book.
I know.
Just book shaped.
I do know from before that Farley and my god and this god they're on friendly terms, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they have similar interest.
Yeah, they'll talk shop.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I've just I'm a really terrible cleric, but I think I'll just say some small blessing over the shrine that I hope that it's being watched and kept and preserved, and if I see any trash inside, I'll pick it up and throw it away.
Very cool. You do all this, and you feel better about yourself and your and such things. And
a little moment of silence.
Yeah, and then you continue on down to the docks to do whatever you want to do there. And that's where we're going to take a short little 5-minute break here. We're going to take a little.
Oh.
We're going to take a little short rest. So we will be back in 5 minutes, everybody. Thank you all very much for sticking around with us. We'll be back after this short rest. See you in a moment. Bye.
Just doing my spooks.
Hello. Good timing. Hello, everyone. We're back. Thanks for sticking around with us. We're going to go back into Spootville while people finish up what they got to do. Spoot, you are down at the docks. What do you want to accomplish at these docks?
That's a good question. I didn't really have a single goal in mind. Spoot just was getting like, I need to go out and walk around a little bit.
Okay.
But I would like to look around, maybe peruse the shops, of course. If there's a fish market, I don't think I can resist.
Yeah, there's some mongers. Most of them are busy. Like, you see that there's like an official looking caravan that's picking up like barrels of crayfish from like multiple vendors. It's like everybody is selling it for pies to be made for tomorrow.
Is it koi fish or quay fish?
Crayfish. Quay.
Okay.
Is this a fish that I would have tried back in I was almost called it the Lake District, but
No, this is a fish that is unique to these waters.
well, I have to sample it then. Could I do a little I'm gonna do a little chat with maybe a fishmonger and just ask about the fish.
Yeah, they're not selling like every last fish. Like there's big orders that they are filling, but there are still some fish that are left, and you can absolutely get one. It's probably like 2 copper. It's not a lot.
Absolutely. I'll toss 2 copper to someone. Try the fish. What do I think? What does it taste like?
It's not bad. It's not like exceptional. It is not bad. It's very akin to like if you've ever had like snapper, not like red snapper, but just like a regular like snapper fish.
Yeah.
It's cold water, so it's a little fatty, but it's not bad. But you get the sense that like this is the kind of fish that does really well like when you bake it with like a gravy and something.
Oh, okay.
It's
all right.
It's similar to eel, but not as pungent or as firm in the flesh.
If I'm walking around, I might.
Are you walking around eating raw fish?
Yeah.
Um,
Welcome to Spook.
Does anyone? I'm about to say, does this look odd to anyone? I maybe like halfway through like chomping on one. Do I look around and be like, is this weird? Am I doing a weird thing?
I mean, there's
You're
a couple
a
people who are like, They like kind of give you that eye, but then they're like, well, none of my business, and kind of keep on.
Okay. If I see another one that looks particularly good, I might sample another vendor's stock just to compare notes. But I'm sure it's all like, where was I going with that? Yeah. Do I actually, while I'm down here, do I see anything tall? Is there a lighthouse?
There's no lighthouse here. There is like a rocky promontory that has a few figures up on it as you look out over that way. And as you do so, we're going to cut to Nereus and the others who are out atop the rocky promontory. This lookout point that's kind of overlooking the harbor a bit.
What did we walk through to get here? Has it been like forest or like?
No, it's
is this like on the corner of a neighborhood?
No, it was the edge of town, and then it was like open land, like beach hill kind of deal. Only not sand, just like muddy rocky grass. Yeah. Think like Maine coastline, but without trees.
Is there a lot of wildlife?
There's some, yeah. There's like the occasional bird zipping around. Now that the rain's like gone. It's later in the afternoon, so you know. There's not like a ton, but it's around.
Am I on my high point?
Yeah, you are up on the rocky lookout point. What would you like to do?
Nereus is just gonna sit down,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to take the blood well vial that's around his neck and sit down like with it in the palm of his hands and try to really focus on what brings him like the supposed heritage that brings him his magic. and see if through that connection can try to get any more answers as to what's causing this weather, perhaps, and why it feels the way it does.
Okay. Go ahead. Just make a straight charisma check for me.
Hmm. 21.
Nice. So you look down at this vial that you have that holds some of your own blood in it, and you kind of focus on that, and you can kind of feel your heartbeat, and you focus on that, and you kind of feel as though the blood in the vial is beating with your heart at the same time, which is a little awkward maybe, but it allows you to reach a part of you that you have never reached before. You see a figure in front of a storm cloud. It is dark, but the figure is massively tall with wings of an eagle maybe, or a hawk. It's hard to describe exactly, but they are large and muscular and appear to have a masculine form, and in their hand is a weapon of some kind, but it is made of pure lightning. And you see this image before you, and you realize you're looking at it from the back, because the head turns and looks over its shoulder and looks at you. And you see these bright, like, lightning blue eyes light up and kind of energy crackle from them as it looks at you. I wander about. Thanks for the follow. And as this figure looks at you, you hear a name that you may have heard before. You feel, or I guess you don't hear the name so much as feel the name. Chalk is the name.
Chalk?
Yeah. Chalk.
Like the stuff I used to drive on or draw on the driveway with? Or is it spelled different?
It's spelled different.
Okay.
But you see this figure and you feel this name in your mind, and you hear a deep-throated laugh. Look at you. What do you want?
Oh. There's a lot of things. This is strange. I suppose the more immediate thing is, why this weather feels so unnatural. It's uncomfortable. Feels wrong.
Rain is never wrong. Enjoy it.
Have you felt this rain?
I know all rain.
I guess if you say enjoy. Who are you?
Well, little one. You should, I guess, call me Daddy, huh? I didn't think you would get here so quickly.
Quickly. I guess. I don't know what here is.
You are in a meditative state at the moment, yes? I can tell these things.
Well,
But
yes.
don't worry. The important thing is this. Chalk is your father, and Chalk is me.
Well, nice to meet you, Chalk.
That's Daddy.
Oh, yes.
It is good to meet you too. But don't worry about the rain. It will never hurt you. But I have other things to attend to. This has been fun. I'm sure we will chat again soon.
Yes.
And the figure kind of dissolves away into clouds. And you open your eyes. You not realize you had closed.
You open your eyes and you see Greg looking like this.
In my
right in front
face.
of you. Yeah.
Like straight up in there.
Yeah.
Hello.
Did you do the thing?
Yes.
Oh.
What'd you learn?
I saw my dad that I've never seen before. That was strange.
Wait,
Your
what?
dad?
Yeah, he said not to worry about the rain. That it will never hurt me. Also kind of foreboding and curious. I need to talk to Spoot. He seems knowledgeable about figures. Yeah. I'm gonna put my necklace back on underneath my scarf. We should probably get back to town now. How long have I been sitting there?
Not that long.
I stand up and I get like a head rush for a moment where your vision goes
Yeah,
white.
you realize when you stand up that, like, whatever Olive was doing, she's got no track of time. It was at least half an hour.
Whatever. I was looking around, looking at the birds.
Yeah.
I stand up and get like the adult head rush. I'm like, whoo. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We should get back to town. I think.
Okay,
Getting
so
kinda
but
hungry.
all you did was talk to your dad magically, mysteriously, and we just know that the rain's not going to hurt you? What about the rest of us?
I don't know.
Why is
He
it so
said he
weird?
has other things to attend to.
Well, that's not very helpful.
I mean, it was
Right.
relaxing out here.
That's an answer that lots of dads give. That's definitely an answer my dad gave.
It kind of makes me grateful I grew up with moms who actually give more insightful answers.
Oh, I don't know what that's like.
I'm sorry. But now I know at least partially what a dad sounds like. Strange. Shall we go?
I mean, I guess so. It didn't really look like anything. Did you, like, go somewhere? In your head?
I think so. I don't know. It was strange. I've never tried something like that before. Should keep trying that though. I kind of just tried to dig into the origin of my magic, and it kind of brought me to a place.
What Spoot does sometimes, where he just sits there, and you're not sure what he's doing or why, and then he starts talking as if, you know.
Right. Except the origin of his magic is separate from mine, whereas his comes from an external place. Mine comes from a more internal, at least to my
Weird.
knowledge.
Then where does mine come from? Maybe I should sit still, and maybe I'll see somebody.
I mean, you seem to just know a lot of things. I feel like yours might come from just that big goblin brain of yours.
I mean, yeah, definitely smart.
So smart.
Yeah,
The smartest of the goblin.
well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe in my group clan. Mostly I just don't want to listen. Goblins are capable of great things. Are we gonna steal that
Of course
book?
they are.
I would like to get my hands on the book. Let's exhaust other methods before we resort to thievery.
Okay.
Meow, meow, meow.
Or at least if we go to thievery, let's do it on the way out of Bart's area.
Have we made plans for how to get out, by the way?
No.
Well, we tried to we smuggled ourselves in.
Right, but now that we're here, how do we talk? How do we get a hold of what's his butt to get out?
Why do we need to get a hold of someone to smuggle ourselves out when we can just leave?
We just leave.
I don't think there's a lot of boats that leave here.
Boats? I was thinking I turn someone into a bird, you turn someone into a bird, you turn into a bird, and we just fly out.
Are we within an hour? I don't think we're within an hour's flight of shore.
Or I can turn someone into a whale, and we could just ride them to shore.
Either way, we only get an hour of that, and it took us most of a day to sail here.
We can do an hour at a time. I have a lot of magic. I don't know about you.
Sure. Where are
Or-
you landing people?
Turn them into an albatross, and that won't be a problem.
Or if I turn them into a whale, we sit in the water for 2 seconds, and then I turn them into a whale again.
What if there are sharks?
Olive can talk to the sharks. I don't know.
Bird,
be a shark.
fish, bird. Just alternate.
Defect can punch them in the face. I don't understand.
I don't know how I feel about this whole water thing.
I'm not here,
I
but
grew up by the water, but that's not really a thing.
I mean, I could be a whale for like 5 hours, so like I could be a whale and y'all could land on me, but
Do you know what a whale is, Olive?
we saw some as we were sailing, didn't we?
Have you seen one up close?
Nope.
I mean, all I know is that we should probably have
Seen some sea serpents up close.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true polymorph. That's not normal polymorph. Not that I would know that.
Well,
That
You,
would be
you, you get a sense that the creature you saw was not something you could turn into.
Olive's seen some sea creatures.
Yeah.
Yes, but I was working on pirate ships for years. I think I've seen a bit more than you up close.
Sure. I get 5 hours in wild shape. Y'all get 1 hour in polymorph.
Right, but maybe you should see it before you try to turn into it.
So if you turn into it, I can see it.
If I turn someone else into it, then you can turn myself into a whale.
Meow,
The
meow,
options exist. So you went looking for Spoot. You knew he was on the docks. You find him easily enough. He's the only turtle in town.
I didn't catch what I was doing, but I can guess.
Fishing.
Yay!
Hey.
I would like to think that in the time that I went fishing, I just asked for some generic tips from some of the fishmongers, like where to fish, you know.
Yeah, they just say, I don't
What
know, off the
they
docks is
favor.
fine.
They're like, no, I'm not going to tell you my spot.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, people fish off the docks sometimes at the far end. Go for it. So you find him at the end of the docks, casting his net out. Not having too much luck for some reason.
But still happy.
That
It's
is
just
true
the act of
superpower.
fishing,
Always happy.
not the success.
Exactly.
I'm glad you're having a good time, Spoot.
Yeah. Spoot,
Oh.
at this moment, you do feel something in your net.
One moment. And then I'm going to pull it up. Like I've done this 1,000 times.
Yeah, you pull it up, and
It's a boot.
It is actually a boot. It's a pair of boots.
Oh!
Uh,
There's two this time.
yeah, there's a pair of boots. They are tied together with a bit of like frayed rope that looks like it's about to snap.
Oh no.
And the boots are etched IVG tit.
I'm gonna slap you.
Okay, insight check on the meaning of this mysterious set of words that I
Do
keep
it.
seeing.
Do it. Inside check those boots.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, my page is minimized because Discord is up. 21 if it's with a disadvantage.
21 inside check reveals to you that this IVG individual must have had a dirty, dirty mind.
Ooh.
Is that related to the boots that I have in my hands right now?
Yeah,
I mean,
because
when
why
we
else would you write tit on a boot?
I'm not sure Spoot knows what a tit is.
You are
He's a reptile.
you are educated enough in like meeting other
I-
humanoids. I think you would know.
Clearly.
I lean into Spoot's
He's a
ear.
reptile. They don't do that.
I lean into Spoot's ear and just quietly
I wonder
explain.
about. You are 100% correct. They are also barefoot now.
Huh. This Ives person
That first.
loses a lot.
You know, this looks like that one time that we, someone of a rival crew had to go swimming at the bottom of the sea.
Nereus, you know that in fact, when you want someone not to get up from, not swim up from when you toss them overboard, you tie their feet together.
Done that
Oh.
to several
Nice.
people.
It's a dead body boot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just hear Spoot like close his eyes and he mutters some things in Aquan.
Cool.
How?
Greg, I feel like we've seen a lot of dead body boots.
Yeah, but not once
Probably.
it came out of the water. Do you think the body's still down there? Or
Is
they're
there-
magical? Are they
It's
magical?
probably gone and eaten.
Yeah, something ate it.
If
Do
you
people
want to
just
see
dump
more of
bodies
this,
in
I'll
the
take
ocean
you to
all the
Laurentian.
time? I mean, I guess we do that in Winton sometimes.
Is there any way to tell just by looking at how long the boots have been down there? And I could answer Grig's question.
Make a survival check.
Love that. 18.
At least 15 years. The
Are they-
the boots are like worn, and the leather is like kind of pulled apart and degraded in a lot, and the rope is like at the very end of its life. It's been down there a long time.
Grig, I'm afraid to say that the only chance I believe this person had is if they were able to free themselves from their boots.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's
I'm just
been
letting
down
you
there
know.
quite some time.
Other normal boots.
Well, I can't in good faith put these back in the ocean because that would be pollution. So I'm going to find somewhere to throw them.
I think I saw a trash receptacle on the way out to the docks.
I dumped my hat in one back there.
Very well. I think on the way back to the hotel, I'll drop these off. What did y'all get up to while you were gone?
Well,
The
we
scenery was lovely, and there were birds, and it was very peaceful. It was very nice.
And it didn't look like anything was happening, but apparently something was happening inside Nereus's head, a little bit like when things happen inside your head. Except that, like, I don't know, you looked more at peace, and he looked more confused.
Oh yeah, Nereus talked to his dad. He didn't have anything useful to say.
But it was really just sitting there. Thinking about where his magic came from. Is that what you do when you sit there?
You know, I do puzzle a great many things when I sit there. I'm not sure I've spoken to any of my relatives though.
Well, you get your powers from your god. I get mine from my heritage. It's different.
I
And
suppose.
then I was wondering where I get my
Is your dad
Why
the
don't you just
angel?
sit here and think about it?
Oh, this will be fun. I
Angel?
actually don't know if I have any idea. Do I have any idea of where Grig would get their powers given their class?
You've only ever seen Grig perform magic by like building stuff that do magical things or just casting spells in a similar way, but Grig has never like professed a faith to you. They do
You
like to
know-
study things though. And you do know that like there are magic users who just learn through study and intuition.
Grig, I always assumed that part of your power must have come from your hungry mind and those tools that you can craft. There's something to it. I don't know if they act as a conduit of some sort or.
Huh.
Great
Well.
mystery.
I guess I could sit and think about it, and maybe I would see somebody, and it would give me answers to questions.
That would be an interesting exploration.
I would love to see you sit still and be quiet and meditate.
If you would like to practice some meditation, perhaps we could do that later in the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Good point. Talk about our plans for tomorrow, I suppose. Nereus, how? By the way, if you don't want to speak about it, I understand. But how did your conversation go?
It was all right. He said the rain won't hurt me. A little foreboding. Does the name Chalk ring a bell for you?
I don't know.
You can make a religion check, Spoot.
Religion, one of the things I should be good at.
I think that clerics need to have, but aren't
Uh-huh.
ever good at rolling.
Uh-huh.
Especially, I'm like what? Like, how long has this campaign been in real time?
Yeah.
No,
but it
no, in
says
game
you're good
time?
at your religion, not at all religion.
That's true. And I'm not even good at my religion,
Right.
so.
To be
Right.
religious
You
follower,
you
don't
happen
have
to pick a
track
religion that is
science,
kind of
yeah.
loosey-goosey, your faith.
That's fair. That's fair. Perfect for someone who's not very good at a cleric. I'm going to use, and this know the truth, one use of that to add my wisdom mod to my religion roll.
Go for it.
Isn't that already a wisdom thing?
No, religion's intelligence.
That's why
Oh.
it's dumb.
But you rolled a natural 20 there.
Ooh.
I mean, I already checked it off, but I guess I won't just roll it.
No, roll it.
Oh, no, it's just adding, isn't it? Wisdom
Yeah,
mod
it just
is-
adds. So
Yeah.
you would add to that what?
Oh gosh, what is D&D? It's been so long.
So your wisdom modifier will be the big number above
The
your wisdom
number
score.
at the top of the... number
It's
at the
probably a
top of the character
4 or
sheet.
5. You tell me.
5. Sorry, 5. It's 5. I thought it was 4. I was
So
just
that's
double
a
checking.
30 then.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to let everybody know something right now. You are asking Spoot, who's a smart person, but is not like well versed in every religion, to identify a figure in a religion that is most likely not his own, that he should
That is
have.
what?
Oh, you cut off.
You cut off.
I cut off. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
identify a person in religion who is.
Who is not his own. Like, this figure
Sure.
is not a member of Spoot's religion. And it's definitely not a name that like most people would know.
Right. It's not like...
Yeah. It's highly unlikely that Spoot would have any inkling about this.
But he does.
But on a 30, on a goddamn 30, Spoot, you remember reading about an ancient, a legend, like a scroll, like way back in Mucklow, that was like passed down, that people didn't really read anymore. It was like dusty and rolled up, but you read it because you read everything you could get your hands on. And it was a story of Chalk. Chaac. Chalk.
Uh-huh.
Chalk is a, let me give you the specifics here. He is a member of the ranks of the Stormlord, the Master of Storms, the god of competition and lightning and thunder and storm clouds and all these like big bombastic things. He is a member of the ranks of the Storm. He purportedly holds an axe made of pure lightning, which is able to bring forth rain and thunder, and is a stalwart lover of mortals. Said to be a defender of the weak, an incredible fighter, and a very enthusiastic lover. And
Sorry,
on a-
very
Yeah,
very
very enthusiastic.
oh,
It's
did I
very
cut out again? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
An enthusiastic lover.
Oh,
This sounds messy.
So, in meta terms, are we talking like on kind of Zeus-ish?
In meta terms, boy likes to fight, have fun, and fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
I
Humans.
mean, hey, if you're immortal.
Yeah. So like he has a good time at a bar brawl, that kind of deal. Like, and there is no way you should have known that. But on a 30, like even
So Nereus
even
would
with that
probably
crit,
have some siblings.
even with that crit and having gotten a 25, you wouldn't have known it.
But a 30.
But on a 30, because that's how hard it was,
Wow.
you just got it.
I think for a moment.
God
No, I've never
damn,
heard of
that's
that.
insane.
I hate you.
Just kidding. No, I do think for a moment. Close my eyes, and then my eyes open. Oh, Chalk, CHAAC,
I
Chalk.
don't know. He didn't spell his name for me.
Well, if it is, then I think I do know who this is. I just happened to get hold of an ancient scroll back in the swamp. I don't know how many years ago now, and then I will give him the spiel about who I think Chalk is.
You might have. Sounds like you might have some siblings out there.
I mean,
He identified as your father?
yeah,
Oh, that is interesting.
that explains some things.
I mean, it
Huh.
explains, I guess, your like weather stuff.
Yeah. It also explains why I like to not confront people.
I thought you were gonna say like to
I never shy away from a fight.
fight.
Yeah,
That's
but
the word you were
Uh-huh,
gonna say.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What's that other thing that you were thinking of?
Defend people.
Yes.
Play in the
Always.
rain.
Yes, clearly.
Well, what a revealing afternoon.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking
This is
30.
an interesting, and what a coincidence that would be something I read and remember. I am getting old.
Yeah, the luck of that. That is
Yep.
something else. But yeah, I didn't get too much aside from that, and he said he didn't expect to see me so soon, although it's been, I mean, at least in my years, it's been a little bit.
I suppose his years might run a little differently.
Slightly, I would assume. Well, we better when's the competitions start? Tomorrow? Or a few days?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We
He
should-
is pretty keen on competitions, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't know if he necessarily likes to play as dirty as I do, but I suppose
Well, you must have gotten it from somewhere.
being raised by pirates. Yeah.
Fair.
Cheat
How do you
to
think I
win.
knew about something
Cheat
other
to win.
Listen, winning is winning.
Hmm?
If
Are
you got cheated, that's your fault.
How do we feel about disowning Nereus if he gets caught? Just kidding.
I can handle myself, thank you.
You know, that's the problem with Spoot. He would, the guards would be like, "Do you know this guy?" And he'd be like,
Yes.
"I sure do. Been
Yep.
traveling with him for 2 months now. He knows
Yes.
all my friends too."
Yep.
Totally untrustworthy. Cheats when he.
Here's everything
Yeah,
I
this-
know about it.
He's probably guilty. Anyway, he offered your father no insight on the rain. That's curious.
He said it won't hurt me.
What was it that you did, if I may ask, to find him?
I used my blood and went deep down into the origins of my magic and tried to tap into whatever gave it to me.
I suppose that is one way to do it.
Well, everybody, at least from what I've learned, gets the magic from various sources. You externally from somebody else. Me, I mean from somebody else, but it's within me, born with it. Olive, I'm assuming from something with nature. I'm not too familiar with
Much.
druids.
Everything is nature.
Not
Nature is
everything.
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 Not everything. I would argue some certain things aren't nature. You don't seem too keen on metal.
That city kind of sucked.
Yeah. The cops didn't like me very much, and then Greg just knows a lot of things.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
So-
it's more like I do a lot of things. You make it, and it works. Or it doesn't.
Right. So,
Is that
in
magical?
short-
Doesn't it have to come from somewhere?
I don't know, your little robot thing, your little contraption that you make is a bit magical, I would assume.
I mean, definitely. It just works.
Right,
I mean, like, because they're gears and they all fit together, but then, like, one day it just works.
right. So, yes,
Is that magic? That's
Sure.
magic.
yes.
But then where does it come from? I am gonna have to figure this out. Is it the
It,
making that
some
makes
self,
it?
some,
Or is it something
some,
else that makes it?
some reflection would probably do you good, Greg.
It is also not lost on me that we are 10 levels in and we're like, how do you cast spells?
It's that midlife crisis. It's that
You know, you
mid-level
just-
crisis.
I never
Well, I
stopped
mean-
and thought, you're an atheist. How does that work?
No, Greg just started doing stuff. Wanted to do it, so started doing it. Where does it come from? Never occurred to them to figure out until watching two different people.
I mean, I did see a bard once nag on somebody until they just dropped dead. It was
That's
interesting.
funny.
They sound, I don't know.
Bards are mean like that.
They are. Yeah.
They're
I mean,
vicious
and they
mockers.
can be.
they
Some
are.
of them are very nice.
Sure,
Yeah.
but they can be mean.
I mean, yeah. Don't piss them off. They know a lot of words.
Yeah.
A lot of big words.
Cutting words, you might say.
I hate you.
All right. You have shared this information amongst yourselves. You now have some info, Nereus, on who your
Daddy.
might just be. I don't know where that came from.
I am glad that I gave up on giving Spoot a southern accent. That would have been terrible.
I mean, you
Would've
just
been so
speaking
good.
is a southern accent.
That's
Love
fair.
I mean, you are from Georgia, but
Georgia.
not like deep, not deep Georgia, but Georgia. All right. Hey, it's a good accent. That's all I'm saying. It's getting darker out. Like the sun is beginning to set. Are you all heading back to the tavern, the inn?
And we'll want to rest up for our great day of festival tomorrow.
You can absolutely do so. You head on out. Spoot plays a little banjo music. Unless
Multi-class.
unless anybody wants to, except he plays it like on the strings of his fishing net. It's really weird.
I actually, yeah, you know what I was thinking about this.
He
If
like
Spoot
puts
had
it
an
over a
instrument-
wash tub and then just kind of.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Spoot had an instrument, it would be like a wash tub or like the little mouth harp.
Oh yeah.
I
Ding, ding,
could
ding, ding,
see.
ding.
Spoot's just
could
like meow, 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 meow,
I could also
meow.
see him playing the spoons.
Spoot on the
Oh.
spoons. Yes.
Spoot in the.
Olive pulls out her bagpipes and waves
No.
them threateningly.
I will burn those.
Does
so
any-
quickly.
Does anybody want to do anything before getting a long rest? Before going to bed for the night?
Let me check.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna sit down and just like close my eyes and be like, I'm thinking about my magic now.
Would you
Cool.
like to
Go ahead,
meditate?
make an intelligence roll for me. Straight intelligence.
10.
Oh no.
All right, cool. You dwell on where you're you spend. You don't know how long because you're I'm going to think about where my magic comes from, and I'm going to find answers, and I'm going to talk to someone. It's going to be so cool. I'm going to ask him all these questions. And then you realize your brain is firing so much that, like, your meditation is not meditation. It's just Grig brain, and you're just not speaking. That's the only difference. Everybody else, there's 2 Grig-free quiet hours before bed.
Wow.
Oh.
Suddenly, my mind is open. I'm just kidding.
Grig is just, like, silent for 2 hours in their room, just kind of focusing.
But really, it's just talking to themselves.
After
Man.
1 hour, I think like Spoot gets a little concerned and goes to the door, but like it doesn't want to go in because that's rude. Do I
Okay.
hear anything?
You hear
Defect scribbling.
you hear a slight scratching of, like, pen on paper, and then you hear, like,
You smell smoke.
very low muttering.
That sounds normal. Ish. Okay.
Keyword ish.
Anybody else want to do anything before Betty Bye?
Nereus is just gonna attempt again right before bed to reach out the same way. See if he gets anything else.
Okay, make a charisma check.
Dad? Dad? 18.
You focus in the same way, but you just don't quite get anything this time.
I get the voicemail.
You just hear thunder and lightning strikes and thunder crashes. But that's it.
Leave a message after that thunder crash.
Hi, this is Chalk. I'm unavailable at the moment, but if you leave a message on the cloud, I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Hey, honey, how do I tell it to stop? No, the recording. Yeah, when they're trying to leave a
Oh, God, it hurts.
Just cover it with thunder. I did think of
Yeah,
one
Spoot,
thing.
go for it.
I did think of one thing, and I'm awful that I'm just thinking of it now, but I'm looking back through my inventory, and I have this plant that's good for healing burns, and I can't think of the last time I've checked in on poor Baduk's condition.
Oh.
I am assuming that you have routinely checked up on him, and you've healed his body has healed. He's got burn scars, and they just are reminiscent. His I think his left arm and just under the left side of his face are just a little burn scarred now. That's just how Paduk is. He appreciates all the help you've given him, but he did take a red Dracolich fire to the face, so
He did pretty much die.
oh no,
He
he died.
He did die.
He so died.
He in fact died. He is to date the only creature we've revivified.
It's true.
That's a lie.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
but
He kept his boots.
Yeah, he did keep his boots.
I guess the only other thing I could do is I just realized I have a couple of unidentified potions still floating around in my bag. Is it possible to cast Identify on them in this time? Ritual casting.
Yeah, you'll have to remind me which potions they are.
Good grief! I was gonna ask the same thing. I think I picked them up around the time that I identified the thing that I have labeled JP Sparkling Red Potion. I think we had 3. Identified 1, and evidently forgot there were 2 more.
Oh yes, those were the potions in the original robe of Geriatric Park, the robe that Greg has
Right.
Yeah.
Been donning.
been wearing for a while.
Right.
My description, by the way, for the Sparkling Red Potion is, hopefully, this is a healing potion.
Yeah, you can go ahead and cast Identify on those 2 things if you would like to do so.
I would love to do so. I don't think I necessarily need to cast it as a ritual, but we have the time, so why not?
Sure. Let me just find.
It is only a minute, though, right? Wait, what is it for a ritual?
10, I think.
10 minutes. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh no, it is still a minute.
It might depend on the.
I guess it's such a low level. It's just a first level, so 1 minute to cast.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, sorry. It was right in front of me and I was looking at it. So you cast it on those 2 potions.
Correct.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Nope, not that one. Bonk. Cool. Yes. Great. Yep, they are both health potions.
Awesome. Do they look red and sparkly?
Yes, they do. They
Nice.
all appear to be the same.
Awesome. Okay, great. I'm going to add that to my just normal potions, right? Let me...
Yes, they are normal potions of healing.
2d4 plus 2 kind of potion?
Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, I'll update the quantity.
Cool. And Spoot, just double check for me your attunement slots right now. You have... How many are you using?
I'm actually only currently attuned to the baton because I dropped the Shield of Insults. I think it's still technically strapped to me somehow.
So, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That's not fun. Although you're decent at those, I think.
No, it's 11, unless I get advantage.
You do not.
It's an 11.
It is an 11. Just
That's
a
with a
moment
plus
here.
9, just everyone so they know.
Wow, you rolled a 2? That is
I
amazing.
rolled
Wow.
a 2.
That happens.
Caught me off guard. My
Uh,
wisdom
That is
was down.
fantastic.
I don't
So,
think it will be.
you go to unattune to this item, and you hear a cackling laugh. You fucking idiot! And your brain, and you get sharp pains in your brain, and take 22 psychic damage, 23 psychic damage,
Ooh.
You know,
and-
all things.
and the attunement remains. Can't get rid of me that easy, fucker.
Okay.
Bad mouth.
This thing is gonna get destroyed, and I think fire is gonna be involved.
Your shield is mean.
Well, given the name and the person I picked it up from.
Fair.
So make sure
fucking
that you
shield.
keep that shield attuned, because at the moment you are still attuned to it. However,
Copy
if
that.
you want to try to break the attunement again, you can.
So I haven't been using it as my active shield.
Nope.
So, but it's just still attuned, right? Okay.
It is still attuned. You don't have to use it. It's just magically linked to you. And it eats up one of your
Oh.
attunement slots until you can get rid
Yeah.
of it.
That makes sense. Wait a minute. This is an interesting question. 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah. This shield, I've been like waiting on this shield to like trigger, so
What the fuck? Yeah, guidance doesn't help with saving throws, does it?
no. Just
Okay, well, I'm not-
ability checks.
I'm not dead yet, and I am kind of stubborn. So I'm gonna try to unattune again.
I mean, and you were at full health when you tried to do this,
Thank God.
so just remember
And
that
you're-
as well.
And we're about to go to bed, so.
That would be my luck, where it'd be like, after the battle, whew, glad we killed that dragon. I'm gonna take this shield off now. Drops dead.
So you spend another moment kind of collecting yourself to attempt to break this attunement off this shield, which you had kind of forgotten about. You like knew it was bad, but you only recently realized that it was still connected to you, and like maybe that's kind of been messing with your mojo at times. Like whatever.
Oh, maybe this talk of everyone meditating made me sit down and take account of my stuff.
Yeah, your own spiritual being. But yeah, go ahead, make another wisdom saving throw.
21.
Fantastic. You try again to break this attunement, to sever yourself from this magical connection with this shield that has this cackling, mean, laughing imp on the face of it. And your brain, you get a sharp pain again. However, instead of taking 25 damage, you instead take 12 psychic damage. And you hear in your mind, "God damn it, you motherfucker! I had my claws on you, you son of a bitch!" And it kind of fades away. These angry stream of insults. And you feel the connection between you and the shield of insults broken.
Whew. Okay, I took a big sigh of relief. Now the question is what to do with this thing so no one finds it. But I can't throw it in the ocean because that'd be littering.
I mean, technically throwing it anywhere would be littering.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or do you have to just carry it around forever to keep it from anyone else?
That does sound like a very... It's like Spoot's cross. Like, he's carry this
I was
thing.
carrying it around. I mean, we could try to find, if there's a festival tomorrow, we could sell off some random weaponry and armor. All of us carrying around 2 full sets of armor she's not wearing, so...
Spoot's idea currently is to maybe he can pay off a blacksmith to melt it down. I don't know if that would break the enchantment. I might need to ask somebody about that. For now, it's going to be on my back on a tune, so no one else is tempted by it.
Great. Anything else before a long rest, everyone? Nope.
Is there anything I can talk to?
Make a perception check.
There's some bed bugs in your bed.
Oh no.
9.
Nope. Nothing
Okay.
around.
Fair.
All right. You all go to bed. You can all apply a long rest. There's no shenanigans in the tavern. Nobody tries to steal your stuff in the middle of the night or anything like that. So you're good. You get a long rest. Recover up to half your hit dice, full hit points, spell slots, abilities, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Good job. You awaken and you can hear people rustling and bustling on the streets. And you look out the windows, you open the shutters, open the shades, whatever you've got in your rooms. And the sun is shining today. There is nary a cloud in the sky. And it's been a couple days you haven't seen the full sun. And it is oh, hello. But yeah, it is bright. It's shiny. People are rushing around. Nobody is wearing those big conical rain hats, and all their jackets are left behind.
No one's wearing anything, is what I filled in while you cut out.
Yeah.
Everybody's naked.
No.
Everybody's just running around naked.
They just have hats. Their hats are not on, and they're big jackets with the big wide collars that keep rain out, also not being worn.
So we fling off our cloaks and go out to play.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the vibe.
I mean, this might be an awkward time to tell you that Spoot has been pretty much naked this whole time.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware. You have.
Yeah, you were wearing a sombrero.
He's got a sombrero and some wild goggles. That's about it.
And a bandolier.
And a bandolier.
And a little bit of a... Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually.
Goggles.
I mean, if you're wearing a hat, you can't be naked.
True.
I definitely have the goggles and hat on.
I
wander about. Maybe someone is. So you all wake up. It's up to you. The foot race starts in about an hour. If anybody wants to join that, unless you want to do anything beforehand.
I want to put on the belt.
You're going to tune to the girdle of Gronk.
Under JP's, cloaky thing.
All right. Go ahead.
Put on the lucky
Win
belt.
Something.
All right, cool. You can go ahead and attune to the girdle of Gronk. Which
know what it
means that
does.
you now have proficiency and spend an hour attuning to it.
You cut out.
You could just make it up. Whatever you want to have proficiency in, now's your chance.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I'm like cutting out tonight. I don't know why.
Only at very key moments. It's amazing.
Yeah. So you spend an hour attuning to the girdle of Gronk. You gain proficiency in athletics. You have advantage on all athletics checks. You gain proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws. And you have a resistance to poison damage.
Constitution saving throws.
Yeah,
And
you should have the item in your journal. It should tell you.
I don't have that thing. Roll 20. I'm in roll 20 rather. Not in D&D Beyond.
No, I know. Like if you go up to your little character journal, there should be an item there that says oh, that's why. It was just in Mateo's journal. But now,
Can I tell you what it says?
Now,
Oh, because you identified it. That's why.
Now it is in your journal,
Got it.
Amber.
I got it.
Suddenly, Spoot goes, "Where was that cool belt we found?"
Come on,
Now,
you can't have it.
Greg's wearing it and looks up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Spoot
Yeah.
did want to go ask Greg how the meditation went last night. I'd like to imagine that, like, he's like knocking on the door while they're putting the belt on. Like, how was the meditation?
Ah. Cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
Great. And I realize this. Greg is gonna wanna go do the race. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, you're now proficient in athletics.
Right?
That seems relevant.
An advantage on athletics checks.
Okay. So you all head over to the race. Who wants to attempt to run the race?
Greg's feeling good.
All right. Cool.
Is there any penalty? Like, if you enter in something, does that bar you from entering into something
No,
else?
you can
where it's
enter as
like,
many things as you want.
Might as well just do it all, right? For fun?
Right, and it's foot race, then pie eating, then
Oh yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
forgot.
animal
but-
handling.
I'm saving myself for the pies. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Pies. It's foot race, pie eating, animal handling, poem, melee to cap
Melee.
off.
Cool.
So there's a large crowd gathered. I would like everybody to give me a perception check, please.
Hey.
14.
8.
13.
Way to go, Greg. That belt.
17, yep.
Cool. Everyone except Olive. Everyone except Olive notices a few things. First off, there are fangs everywhere, like these guards in the chainmail and the tabards. They are all over the place. Also, you notice a group of Dragonborn, with a few of them entering the foot race in the group down there. They kind of stand out because they're the only Dragonborn around. But everybody's like chatting amiably with them, and there's like, competitive trash talk kind of going on. What you also see, Spoot and Greg, especially Greg, you see a group of 3 taller humanoid figures in armor, and a smaller humanoid figure in a tight-fitting, fancy shirt, wearing kind of this multicolored metal band around his head that seems to like dig into his temples in a way. Very fit looking. You unmistakably recognize, as he is buying sweets for a group of children, Bodo Proudbody, and a group of guards.
So you say Spoot and Greg see this?
Spoot and Greg see this. Nereus also sees it, but doesn't think it's anything weirder than, oh, it's a halfling.
Can
With-
Spoot just
with
like
guards.
gently put a hand onto
Yep.
Greg's something to just hold him?
Ah.
Olive's chatting with the field mice about the local grains.
Sure.
Completely oblivious.
Yeah, that tracks.
Greg, I'm not going to deny you the chance when it comes, but I don't think it is now. Spoot whispers.
Yeah. As he finishes passing out like some like confectionery to a group of kids, he waves his hands and like a little paper bird appears and like animates in his hand and flies around the heads of the kids, and the kids all clap and he smiles, and you know, some of the parents are like, oh, what a nice guy.
With rage.
As it's flying around, I'm just gonna do my like, cause I see Grig's glare. I'm just gonna do like my little control wind thing, the minor one, not the big spell, and just blow it to the ground.
The gust cantrip.
No,
Ooh.
it's the storm guide.
Okay, you cause a little blow of wind to smash this thing to the ground. Just do an Arcana check for me.
Uh-oh.
To see how well you control this.
14.
Yeah, with a 14, you smash it to the ground, and the kids go, "Aww." And Bodo just shrugs and smiles and snaps his fingers, and little sparklers go off all around him in the air. And the kids go like, "Yay!" again. They're very easily amused children.
Olive is learning all about the tastiest garbage spots in town.
Yeah, yeah. The field mice are like, "Yeah, we eat there, we eat there, we eat there, we eat over there too. There's places to say dry over there and over there. Get wet a lot if you go there, but the water collects, so that's nice."
Yep. All the very small, dry places one might hang out if one was a field mouse.
Yeah, you've got
Completely oblivious to anything else that's happening.
yeah.
Making friends with the field mice.
But yeah, it seems as though those of you who do notice Bodo, he is there with 3 guards that seem to be like his, and then like there's also a couple of fangs that he talks to amiably, as though he has had interactions with them before. And pretty much everybody waves to him as he goes by, and he smiles.
Doing that thing again. He's doing the thing again. He's doing the thing again.
I know. It bothers me too. But
Yep, he is a very
Yeah.
charming individual.
I think we just have to be extra careful. And let's try to focus on the games today. I think we can actually have some fun.
But if everybody likes him, then how are we going to get them to not like him? Not everybody likes us. Most people don't.
I have been wondering this myself, but I'm still thinking. Oh shoot, I forgot to talk with my deities last night on, especially on Nereus' behalf. Whoops. I mean, I suppose, well, we can go to that later. I suppose I would have done my morning meditation, but...
You would have, yeah. Is there something specific you wanted to attempt?
Oh no, I was just asking about... Oh gosh, my brain is blinking. Nereus asked me if I could ask about the rain.
You did. No, I did. No, I did.
You did,
I
yeah.
can't
That's okay. We can. I'm sure there's always tomorrow.
I mean, yeah. As long as you make it there, yeah, totally.
The field mice say Field might say there's a barn where they hide out and get out of the rain.
That is not such a problem for me.
Apparently, there's some good grain spilled there on the regular.
Do they know where we need to line up for the race?
No.
It is very evident as there is an individual who like is using it's not a megaphone because that technology doesn't exist, but it's like one of those cones that you speak through, like at a pep rally or whatever.
A speaking trumpet.
Yeah, a speaking trumpet. Yeah, it's quite. Anyone interested in the Fleet of Foot race? Please report to Avondale Avenue immediately. Avondale Avenue and Cross Street.
All right. I'm doing it. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be fun.
All right, so Grig's going. Anybody else going?
No, I don't.
I'll try.
Okay, Nereus is going to go. Cool. The two of you head over there. That's great. Once you get there, your names are taken. Everybody's given like a little, like a different colored band to like tie on to identify you. And then the half-orc individual is like, all right, the last thing is a magical check. We're going to check everybody for magical enchantments and enhancements. So if you have any you are currently wearing, kindly remove them so you don't get embarrassed in public, eh? Okay. Everybody line up. And
He sounds familiar.
they line up. A kind of older orcish man begins walking down, and his eyes are like glowing with a kind of a blue light as he like looks people up and down. And like most of these people are like fishermen, farmhands, they don't have much or anything. So he just walks around. He gets to Greg and stops and stares at you. It's like, well, you've got quite a few things on you, don't you, huh?
What?
All of this magic about you, yes?
Oh, I mean, that's just what I do. I just have a lot of stuff.
Yes, well, unfortunately, you can't be utilizing any of it for the race.
Okay, I won't use any of it.
Excellent. And he claps his fingers, and a couple of fangs come over with a small chest, and they open it up and put it in front of you. Kindly deposit your magical items in this box.
Oh, let's see. Which ones?
All of them?
What? None of them are useful for a race.
But how do I know this?
I don't know, look at them.
I am. I can tell that they are magical. And that is enough.
So you want me to get naked?
No, please, retain your robes, but this, whatever this part of your waist that is glowing, that should be removed. This thing that I'm assuming is a wand you should get rid of. Greg, make an Arcana check for me.
13.
Yeah, looking at his eyes, they are perpetually glowing. It seems like he has the ability to just constantly detect magic.
Huh.
So his eyes are scanning everybody for magical devices, enchantments, and which means he knows A, it's a magical item, and B, the school of magic. So it's like you don't get anything.
Done that. I know how to do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know
you're
how
doing
it
that
works.
thing. Yeah, that thing.
Yes, so
I mean,
please,
okay.
all the
I
magical
won't-
items into the box.
No, I don't really part with my stuff.
Well, you will get the only key to the chest.
No. Can I carry the chest? No. I'm good. I won't do the race.
Is there any way that we could
That
hold
is fine.
the stuff?
No, it's
In the
my
meantime?
stuff.
I was gonna say Olive will go up and offer to hold Grig's things.
If
I
you would
mean,
like to give it to
my
a companion of yours, that is acceptable. You can just not utilize it in the race.
I mean, okay, but it's my stuff. It's like all
I'll
my
give it
stuff.
back
I
to
don't have
you.
any shoes.
No one is doubting that it is your property, but you cannot be wearing magical items in the race.
Right, that's like all my stuff, all of it. Pretty sure I have like the boots of the Quickling just
Mhm.
on me. I was like, no, I don't have any shoes. No. Not taking
Shoes
them
can
away.
be
should've kept those
provided
boots.
pretty quickly. Well, technically, you
no.
still have them. I know you threw them away.
Yeah, I would have thrown them away had I seen
Those other
somewhere.
boots, the dead person boots. I'm sure I have some somewhere, but I'm not gonna like hand over all my stuff. No, it's mine.
Well, then you cannot compete in the race. I'm sorry.
That's boring.
It's,
Pinky swear.
it's the rules that
Alright.
were posted for the event.
I wasn't paying attention.
Well, perhaps you should next time.
Yeah.
All right, so you are disqualified. Thank you.
Okay.
Keeps moving down the line, gets to Nereus. Same rigmarole. It's like, another individual with magical items. If you would please deposit them all into the chest, you may run the race.
Oh, Greg, do you mind holding on to this? And I'll just give Greg my ring.
What's it do?
It keeps me warm.
That's funny.
Look at the cute little picture on it, and it's like two squirrels snuggling together.
It is
Put
very
it
cute.
on.
You can't have it. Okay, whatever. I'll find you for it later.
It's safe this way.
Alright, there you go.
I get
There is
warm?
something around your neck as well.
I thought that spell can't penetrate object. Oh, I suppose it can penetrate a scarf.
Doesn't seem to be impacting him.
Oh, okay.
The belt was underneath of the clothing.
Somebody special.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give Greg the, vial, too.
Ooh,
Do you want
is
to
this
go?
like, what do we do with this? What is this? Oh, this is the thing you were holding.
Yeah, don't lose it, please.
I put it on.
You're not gonna get anything from it, but...
It's my
Maybe you should
stuff,
try to meditate now.
right? See what happens.
Yeah. Cool.
Hi, are you Nereus' dad?
Yeah, so those are the two magic items you possess. He acknowledges, says, very well, you may compete in the race now.
He didn't even look at my mage armor. Cute.
Well, no, he sees them, but he knows that they are like a part of you.
Oh, okay.
He's
I can't turn that one off.
he's like this is an abjurative effect, I assume.
Yeah, I can't kind of turn it off.
Mhm.
Just always there.
Yes, I think an allowance can be made. I do not believe it to have any enhancement to speed or ability.
What?
No, just if you try to hit
Greg in the
me,
background. What?
it lessens the chance.
Disqualify him.
Yes. Very well. In that case, just to be sure, I'm afraid I must ask you to wear this. And he presents you a granite ring.
Oh, what's this do?
It nullifies all magical capabilities on the person wearing it.
Interesting.
Don't get hit.
Fuck, that breaks up my cheating. Alright. Try to put it on.
You put it on, and he mutters a word, and it glows like the flecks of like pyrite in the granite just kind of glow for a minute, and you feel like that natural part of your body that is magic that you know that you've always felt, you've never not noticed it before, is suddenly turned off. Your tattoos have stopped moving. You're effectively under a temporary injunction of like no magic.
I don't like this feeling. Ugh.
Yes, it is a rare enchantment, but we have a few of them for just such purposes. Once I remove it with the proper words, the effect will wear off immediately.
Right. Oh god, that feels terrible. Okay.
That is not a good idea. That's not a good idea. I
All
whispered
right.
to Spoon.
You
Photos here. It's not a good idea.
may take your place in the lines. And he goes down the last few like stable hands and like young boys who are competing, and a couple of young girls and young other children who genders is more of a thing or less of a thing, however you want to look at it.
Peoples.
Young kids, old
Individuals.
kids. Yeah, there is one like really crotchety, like half bent over old man who's like definitely in it to win it.
That's me.
He's got like a tank top on and like really tiny like short shorts and just like bushels of white body hair and a big long beard, and he's like, I'm gonna get it this year, you just wait, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, old Grandpappy's got it today.
I put a hand on his upper arm and I put a hand on his back. Let's go sit you down.
Now I'm running this race. And he kind of just goes over.
I ate my Wheaties this morning.
I'm gonna run this race. I'm gonna win.
Did somebody lose their grandfather?
Spoot leans over to Nereus. If you lose to him, I don't think Grig will ever let you live it down.
Oh, don't worry, I won't lose.
Do you feel comfortable with this, even with the...
I still have a trick.
Be careful.
Of what? What are they gonna do to me?
I suppose that's while I'm still around, because I am so curious to find out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use magic. It's okay.
Cool. All right. You get into starting position, and an orcish woman stands up at the top of a small podium, which is really just like a porch off a building that's close by. And people are lining the streets, and the street's clear in front of you, and it's like a long straightaway for as far as you can see, to the edge of town. And like there's people lined the whole way. All right, everyone, we are about to begin the Fleet of Foot race, the first event of the day. It's going to be a good one. Contestants, your first objective is to race the straightaway. It's all about getting a foot up on your competitors. And there's brief chuckles. She was expecting more, but... The second object, once you pass the official, is the obstacle course. Officials will be watching to make sure you go over every obstacle that has been laid out. Make sure you compete at
Sure, we do what? Over every obstacle?
Make sure you compete fairly and achieve and go over every obstacle. Essentially, do the obstacle course is what she's saying.
Run around them.
No shortcuts, yeah.
Yeah. Officials will be watching. Once you complete the obstacle course, there will be a turn. You take the turn, and it's just full endurance sprint run straight back to this location. Do all runners understand this?
So, I just want to clarify.
Yes?
Natural abilities that we possess are okay.
Yes, if it's your body and you're not using magic or anything, then yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
All right. Everybody ready? Take your starting positions, and everybody lines up. On the count of 3 and the sound of the gong. 1, 2, 3, gong.
Woo!
And the crowd cheers, and everybody takes off. So for this first leg, Nereus, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity check. Do you have a base speed higher than 30?
No, it's just 30.
All right, then you do not get advantage on the check. So go ahead. It's a straight dexterity check.
$16.
Nice. All right, so you immediately start running, and you're like leaving people behind left and right. You're in you're in like the top group of people in the front, making you're a front runner. You're not quite the highest, but you're in the lead of the pack for the most part. You're dodging in between people that are slower than you, moving around, and you get to the edge of the street, and the second official faster than 90% of the competitors behind you. There's only a couple people in front of you or like in your general area. All right, and so you're running, and you can see that the obstacle course is coming up. It looks like there is a wall with a rope over it.
You're cutting out a lot.
Yeah.
There's a what?
I don't know why I'm cutting out. All my stuff looks good here. So the obstacle course is coming up as you approach. And what you can see is a wall that has a rope over it that you're supposed to climb, like a couple of ropes over it. You can see like fallen beams that are up on pylons that you're supposed to crawl under. There are like barrels, like the hoops of barrels that are set in that you're supposed to jump through and like walk through, like tires kind of deal. It's a very, very much like a standard military style like obstacle course, except no barbed wire or anything like that.
I hope not.
No, it's just beams that you're supposed to crawl under. So you're in the lead. There's a couple people around with you. As you go to begin this obstacle course, go ahead, make an...
I would like to try something.
Okay, what do you want to try?
Because it doesn't say magical.
Okay. What are you trying?
Radiant Soul. An innate ASMR ability.
Radiant Soul, huh?
Once per long rest, you transform, gaining glimmering eyes, 2 incorporeal wings, and I have a flying speed. But it does not say magic, so I want to see if it activates even with this ring.
Oh, well, interesting. This could be interesting. Very nice. Very cool.
Because I did clarify innate abilities, and I'm under magical suppression, but it is not labeled as magic or a magical effect.
Yeah. Let's see. This can be very interesting. Let's see. Does it... Yeah.
Gone and broke the game.
No. There are certain things that are like, nullify like magic or like turns off magic, and like magic is defined in a certain way. If it has the word magic in it, like as a magical device, magical items are inherently magic. And also if it replicates the effects of a spell. So, starting at 3rd level, you can use your action to unleash divine energy within yourself, causing eyes to glimmer and 2 luminous incorporeal wings to sprout from your back. Your transformation lasts for 1 minute. During it, you have a speed, you have an extra radiant damage, and deal damage. So, I'm going to say that this is replicating an effect of the fly spell, because it would let you fly, which you can't normally do.
Okay. I was just curious. I wanted to try it because it doesn't say magical in anything for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I Wander About, thanks for being here. We're going to be wrapping up in just a few minutes, but thanks for being here and welcome in. Thanks for following us. Have a good night. Cool. So, Nereus, you go to try to sprout your wings, and something just like that magical part of you just isn't responding. So you're going to have to...
Do his eyes still glimmer?
Nope. So as you run towards these things, you're just going to have to do the obstacles. So go ahead, make an athletics check.
Well, it's a good thing I'm familiar with boats.
Yeah.
Climbing ropes.
Yeah.
Now, I do have another question.
Yes.
Magical guidance, I'm assuming, doesn't work where I can trade sorcery points to change skill
Yeah.
effects.
No. All of your magical abilities are sequestered for the moment.
Okay.
It's just you and your physical body.
All right.
But a 10's not bad. 10 is like average. So like you're able to climb the rope easy, like you've been doing this for a while, but like the crawling through the ground thing, like you weren't expecting, and like the tire things, it's a little discoordinating, or the barrel hoops. So like a couple people get ahead of you, but you don't lose too much ground. So you pretty much maintain for that. So there's still like maybe 4 people in front of you. As you finalize and the officials wave you on, there's still cheers from the various people who are watching this part. The obstacle course was a very popular location, so they were like, woo! And now it's the straight run on the endurance run back. Go ahead and make a constitution check as you rush back towards the lead here.
Come on, chalk. Don't fail me now. 16.
Nice. With a 16, you are able to rush back and hold out longer. People in front of you who were like leading for a while fall back a little bit, and you are neck and neck with this last person on this last run. You are tied up. Go ahead, make another constitution check with advantage.
19.
Fantastic. So you're neck and neck with this last runner, and they are panting. This woman, she's like digging into the last bit. Her orcish muscles are bulging, and she's like, I got this. And you're within the last 50 feet, coming in, the crowd's going wild, and she just face plants and unconscious, and like she used up all of her last bit of energy too soon, and you are first across the finish line.
Woo!
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild.
The misfits
We
go
have a
wild.
winner! And people are cheering and woo! And
I
you
thought
are
that was
and you are
magic.
brought up onto the porch of the building. People are cheering. The woman hands you a scroll, a rolled up piece of parchment. She says, as winner, here's your invitation for the Warlord's dinner.
Yeah.
And she gives you that.
Can you get this infernal ring off me now?
Yeah, the older orc gentleman comes by and says, yes, I will remove that. And he mutters a couple words and slides it right off, and you immediately feel your magic back in action.
Ah, that felt terrible. I felt naked.
Yeah. You recover your magical items from your friends.
Greg? Can I have them back now?
What?
You know what?
Oh, fine. Do I still have eyes on Bodo?
Yeah, he's watching the race.
Great. That's what Greg has been doing this whole time.
Cool. Make a perception check, Greg.
15.
Ooh, a 15.
Spoo just leans over. Greg, Nereus won.
Good job.
Cool. Fantastic.
Greg, can I have my necklace
Cool.
back?
Yeah,
My
so you're watching Bodo. He's, cheering people on and making, things. He doesn't recognize Nereus. He's never met Nereus before, so he doesn't recognize the winner. So he's clapping along. But you notice that he hasn't noticed the rest of you yet.
That's a shock.
But if Nereus comes down off that platform and immediately goes to you, you can tell that Bodo will recognize you. because like all eyes
Yeah,
are on Nereus at the
so.
moment.
Right.
Sure.
But so Nereus descends and starts walking towards y'all.
We need to move. We need to go. Bodo can't see us.
You're right. All right, I'll follow you.
All right, so yeah, you can duck around a corner, and Nereus can follow you. It's not too hard.
Great.
Can you tell Nereus where we're going?
Oh yeah, I will use the messaging.
No
That's
problem.
such a great. I love that Grit got that.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, you hop
Great
right
camp.
around. No issues whatsoever. Yeah, you hop right around. And you hear various people. The pie eating contest will begin in 1 hour. And you see people begin to like start kind of heading over towards the docks where the pie eating contest will be held.
I don't mean to be too excited, but I do want to give that a try.
Yeah, but now
Oh.
I'm worried that if
And
Bodo's
as you say that and walk over in
that.
that direction, that's where we will end tonight's session of Nuuli Forged, with a successful
Pie till
race.
next week. Yay!
A successful race run by our beloved Nereus. Good job, Nereus.
Silence that whole time.
A successful race run by.
All right. Dead silence.
I think it's got to be Discord,
It
because
might be.
I think
Could
I was
be.
fine.
I mean, I never hear anybody else cut out. I will say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
yeah,
camera
it could
did
be.
just suddenly stop in the middle of it, but
Yeah, it looks like I have low latency on Discord for whatever reason.
Hmm.
It's only been when you've been saying something really important all
Yeah.
night long.
Well, we are going to be ending with a successful race run by our own Nereus without any magical aid. So well done, Nereus. Well
Right.
done.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yay.
God, the sorcerer won a physical competition
Yeah, crazy.
without magic.
I'm so proud
That
of
shit's
you.
never gonna happen again. But our barbarian can't win a strength at anything strength based.
You never
No.
know. Maybe if he was here today.
Well, who knows? Well, thank you all very much. Thank you for everyone who watched and joined us this evening. Thank you, Ives Got It. Thanks you, Ruru2001. Thank you, I Wander About, for coming in and giving us some follows tonight and using those channel points. Ives Got It. Apparently, you just leave stuff everywhere in the world of Nuuli. So thanks for
Some
that.
new shoes.
Thanks for that. Cool. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to do a quick round of goodbyes and all the usual outro stuff while I figure out who we will raid this evening. So that'll be fun and exciting. Let's start at... well, we'll start right here. We'll start with Spoot.
Oh. I forgot what happens.
Say goodbye.
Thank you for watching, and goodbye, everyone. Thanks so much. It's been fun to be back, and I think I remember how to play.
Cool, thanks.
Tune in next week to watch me eat pies.
Yeah, next week, Spoot Pies. It'll be great. Next up,
pie.
we have Nereus.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Looking forward to more event shenanigans next week, and we'll see you then.
Very cool. Up to Olive.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching. We are at Nuuli Forged and all the social media that's over there. There.
It's kind of up here now.
I take an amber
Alright.
stop.
It's moving.
Over there.
Up-
Over there.
Other way,
There's
other way. It's
logos.
the other way.
This
There
way.
it is. Yes, there it is.
Okay, over here, there's all of our social stuff. We have Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and it's Nuuli Forged, Nuuli Forged, at all of those places, and you should like and follow us and subscribe where applicable and all that good stuff. Okay, thanks for watching. Okay, bye.
That was great. Thank you. Moving on up to Greg.
That's me. I've been Greg. I got it back. It happened naturally that time. Thank you for watching. My other name is Amber. I don't know what's happening anymore. Thank you for bearing with us as we remember who we are and why we're here.
Why
The
are we
ultimate
here?
question. Good
Oh
question.
yeah, I don't even know if I said my name.
You want to try it again,
definitely
Spoot?
didn't. So
Well, when
Matt
I mean,
plays
I
Spoot,
figured-
Amber plays Greg, Sarah plays Olive.
There's probably below us a little thing that scrolls. It says our
yeah, it
name.
goes back and forth.
It's a thing.
It
Jared
is,
knows
yeah,
what's
it
going on,
is,
even
it
if
is.
we don't. It's fine.
There's a thing you
great.
can type
I
that
love
tells us all about it. It's
Fine.
We are a smooth professional run operation here. That's what we are.
Scripted.
great. Yep.
Yes, if they ever try to tell you this shit's scripted, give them this as evidence. Okay?
We have
I don't
other
know who they
names?
are. I don't know who they are, but we're doing this.
whoever they is.
Whoever they is.
Yeah, that's
Um,
the they with the capital T.
yeah, the big T, the over T.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, dear.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, players. It's wonderful to have you all back playing in Newly proper and
Yay!
fun having Sarah and Matt back.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. If you are interested in listening to some headgum, Matt and I have a podcast, Mid-Level Adventures, that you can check out wherever you get your podcasts. We're in the midst of recording season 2, so hopefully season 2 will pop out soon. Got a few things to polish with that. I have been Jared, your dungeon master here. We're going to raid the dungeon run this week because why not? They're cool people.
Because we can.
Because we can. We have that power and ability. So thank you. We'll see you next week right back here on Newly Forged at Twitch. If you are watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, because if we get 100 subscribers, we get the vanity URL Newly Forged.
Yeah.
And then it's really easy.
Yes.
So thank you all very much for spending time with us this evening. Be safe, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, take care of yourself and each other. Just don't be a dick. How about that? Don't be a dick. That's a good rule of thumb. Don't be a dick.
Rule 1, no death. Rule 2, don't be a dick.
Good rules to live by. Thank you all very much, and have a wonderful evening. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. See you at 7 next week on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.